expansive spaces and a great game today.
Fantastic to have you back on board in the special comments chair. And riding alongside you is Brett Beston. It's a great opportunity to have Brett back on the team. You heard him plenty over the last 2 months of football in the Radio Eastern studios, but of course he loves it when he gets to be back on the main team. And special comments today for the big Division 1 final, mate. You must be very excited.
It's going to be a great game, actually a terrific game yesterday. And
just that one there. Louie's got you there, mate.
Okay. Is that right? No? Good. Okay.
No.
Yeah, it looks like we've got a bit of a problem with the headset there, Brett. So we'll sort something out for you there, mate, no doubt. But well, we're just waiting for the sides to come onto the ground at the moment. In the under-19s this morning, it was the Blackburn Football Club getting over the Norwood Football Club quite convincingly in the end. So the Burners go through to next weekend for a chance to play off in the big dance. They won 90-16, so quite an emphatic victory, which is great as well. And then in the reserves clash out here, the Montrose took on the Rowville Football Club. Of course, the Hawks having 2 sides in play today, with the seniors coming out in just a moment, and they'll be happy to know that the reserve side have gone through to another week as well. Congratulations to them winning the game by 20, by 20 points, 50-30, I think it reads over there. So congratulations to those sides, and I think, Brett, you're back on board now, mate, and we're really looking forward to this clash today.
Yeah, it should be an absolute beauty, BWS. Absolute cracking game. And can I say congratulations as well to the Fentree Gully boys yesterday. Must have been a great game. I was stuck in the studio, but you guys did a great job at the court yesterday, and fantastic game. And I think today's going to be just as good.
Yeah, it was a really great call by Josh Dorr yesterday, stepping up to the plate on the media team this year and calling some great finals. So hope he's listening out there. I'm sure he is. Well done to you, Josh. This isn't the only game out here today either, mind you. There's a big Division 3 clash happening out at East Burwood Reserve between Templestowe and Ringwood, with the winner to go through of that clash to take on Upper Fentree Gully next Sunday afternoon out at East Burwood. So it's sure to be a really good clash between those 2 sides. There's no doubt about that. Spoke to both coaches this morning. Confidence is high for Ringwood, as you would expect, whereas Templestowe, they usually can get the job done. They've started slow of late, but good luck to them and both sides out there. Always a good crowd out there happens, Damo, and that should be a really good clash today. Not many people gave Ringwood a chance to get this far.
No, absolutely not. But do you think that Templestowe's finals experience compared to Ringwood over the past few years will serve them well?
Well, yes and no, because Ringwood have also themselves been playing finals, although seeming like they're just sneaking into the situation. So no, I think that both like I said, confidence is sky high for Ringwood at the moment. Their back half of the season, last 6 weeks leading into finals, was brilliant, and they'll be like thriving for the challenge today over Templestowe, who have a lot of good players on their list who will definitely be wanting to step up today, Louie.
Yeah, that certainly will. It'll be intriguing to find out how that is all going this afternoon, as it happens away from our main contest today here in the Division 1 first semi-final.
Noble Park have entered the arena, which is great to see, and of course just waiting on the Rowville boys to venture out. We spoke to Mark Hardy, the Silver Fox, the assistant coach of the Rowville Football Club on Radio Eastern this morning. So they're really looking forward to this challenge today, and rightfully so. Damo, what's the difference between these 2 sides? Where do you think potentially some of the key matchups, or where the game can be won for either side today?
I think the midfield will be an intriguing clash between both sides. We know how much of an influence Kyle Martin has amongst the Noble Park followers. When he's on fire, they are very hard to stop. His clearance work, his attack in and under and winning the contested ball is a great value, a great attribute for the Bulls. And also Tim Harper, 7 goals in their match last week. Do you think that that's going to be much of a difference, the fact that they might have that extra potent, tall power up forward? I know Rowville have their fair share as well, but that might be the difference between the 2 sides.
They're known as a big side, the Noble Park Football Club, Brett.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I just think the finals experience is going to be the big key. I mean, the Hawks, they haven't got a great record against Noble Park. I think they've been beaten, 4 out of the last 5 times. And obviously they're quite a young side as well. So I think Noble Park may get the job done today.
So the Rowville Football Club just making their way out onto the field here now. Not leaving too much time before the start of the bounce. Only a couple of minutes till we hit 10 past, but they look right and ready. It's the Noble Park bus, as always, has dropped off the faithful, which is always great to see.
They've had to make a long trip today, haven't they?
Well, yeah, they're used to it. I think they're a bit probably like West Coast and Freo of the AFL, where every other week you've got to get in the car and sort something out. But yeah, no, they've always had a great following. Seeing a lot of happy faces out there in the crowd, a lot of big supporters from the club, and also seeing a lot of the Rowville faithful on the opposite side getting right amongst it as well. We see Ray Baird's dropped the EFL media jacket today, and he's wearing his
Rowville out there,
colours.
is he?
He's in the grandstand. He's primed and ready, sitting next to his mate Paul Denton, who likes to stir me up whenever he gets a chance. But look, it's going to be a big day for both footy clubs today, and it's only moments away until we can get away with this one. Umpire's just calling for the captains to come into the middle of the ground, and we'll see the coin toss and which way it's going. But it doesn't feel like there's too much of a breeze out there at the moment.
No, I wouldn't have thought so. It looks very, very still and amongst the trees here at Jubilee Park. Brett mentioned the experience between these two clubs and the fact that Noble Park have that extra element. They've won premierships before. A lot of these players are very, very experienced at finals level, been there, done that, whereas Rowville don't have that Division 1 finals experience. I think that's going to be another key factor today.
Yeah, it's, well, and they've played, Noble Park have played this ground quite a number of times as well over recent seasons, so the surroundings will be pretty similar to them, but I don't really think a venue really takes too much out of the contest when it comes to finals times, but you always look for small grounds versus big grounds. Is it going to suit for you? But coming out from a final series, you potentially have already pieced in probably what's realistic and where you might be going. So you think about those things way out from the start of the contest, and I think both sides will be really primed today to go at it.
Well, having said that, this is one of the more unique grounds, Jubilee Park. Wide open spaces, very expansive. The team with a greater fitness is going to come out on top, you would think.
Yeah, it's and we know that Bayswater is a really big ground as well, so it's great that we get to play these EFL Division 1 finals on some large grounds, which is what you want to see. It's where the skill and the playmaking, the decision making, the coaching, and all those theories you put to task over the year can come out into these wide open spanses as well. So I think that it's great that we can use Ringwood and Bayswater as the Division 1 finals venues, because they are big grounds, and that's what we want to see as well. And that's why we say that for Division 4, that playing at Mitcham actually probably suits the lower division clubs as well. It's a little bit tighter, it's a little bit closer in, and yeah, it's just making shape for what should be a really good game today.
You mentioned how parochial the supporters are. I think Noble Park have just about outdone Rowville in that department. There's a bigger contingent here for the Bulls, and you would expect that. You mentioned how much of a supporter pace Noble Park have. I think they've won out in that department. So first round win for Noble Park today.
I was just thinking, boys, with the age thing we're talking about, obviously there's going to come into, I mean, Rowville obviously going to have a slight edge because they've probably got a younger side, and with a bigger ground, maybe when it's to that last quarter, you're looking for that extra freshness. Rowville may just have the edge there.
They might be a bit overawed, though, some of these youngsters.
That's true, but I was thinking just purely from a fitness point of view. I mean, they've got 7 guys, I think, under 21. They did last week, so I'm not quite sure what the story is today, but that just may be an edge for them. But I think, ultimately, experience will decide it.
Absolutely right.
Riding the boundary line this afternoon is Gavin Casey and Steve White. They're boundary side at the moment, and we'll cross down very shortly to them just to get a quick match report on who they think will be the winner on the ground today. We'll speak to and welcome Steve White to the broadcast. Who are you tipping today, Steve?
I'm going Noble Park, mate. I think they're going to give you the goods. Just the one change. Cody Zijai. Eula Zijai is out. Luke Cody is in, sorry.
And, of course, Gav Casey, we heard you on this morning on EFL Sunday, mate. Rowville versus Noble Park, two sides you've seen a lot of over recent years. Who's going to go home with the victory today and progress to next week?
Well, I'll be hanging around the Rowville huddle, and I'm going with them. And they're kicking to the right of the feed of the live stream today as the ball's held aloft.
Louie Bulzomi to take us away with the Division 1 first semi-final.
And the ball is thrown up in the air. The Rucks go at it. First tap down there to fake for Noble Park. Not an effective one to get a clearance, though, as Owsley for Rowville gets onto it, but he's held up, and we'll get the first ball up of the afternoon outside of the Opening ball up in the centre square as we get a restart here. Corrigan can't get clear as well, so we're still yet to find a handball or a kick to start off the first 30 seconds. So the nice pressure acts already up to the fore.
Already very physical too, both sides.
That they are. This one coming into Martin, and he's met solely as well in a gang tackle. Frawley involved in that one for Rowville. Likewise, Allen.
Martin's going to be a marked man today. I think he's going to have a tough day at the office.
So can we get an effective disposal here? Or we get a pretty effective ruck tap, falling over his manual. And he can't break free either. So it's the 4th stoppage in the first minute. Secondary Wilson here. I think the umpire's just saying, hurry up, boys. I want to ball this up.
It's important both sides impose their physical presence on the match early.
And now a free kick's going to be picked out here, so we will get the first true disposal of the afternoon. It's going to go the way of Rowville. It's a handball from Garner, straight to leader. Bit rushed though on the kick, very ineffective as it goes back inside the centre square. Picking up in it now is Allen. Handball back to he's smothered there too. Noble Park back onto it, but the follow-up work from Allen was fantastic. After Rowville momentarily lost that footy, he was able to get in and lock up Monaghan, and we'll get a ball up near centre half forward for Rowville.
That was a great smother by Sam Monaghan. Those 1%ers are going to be crucial in finals football.
Well, it was Fake that got the knockdown, came out Robertson, little look away handball out wide. He was looking for McDonald, who slapped it to his team's advantage where Damian Garner couldn't trap it. Coming in also was Brett Dorr, who might have given away a free kick there. Too sure what that one was for, but Pye was right on the spot. So Damian Garner in the long sleeves this afternoon. Of course, brother Mitch playing in the ruck. What an absolute shank of a kick almost.
He's the clinger of the afternoon.
JB should have probably taken it, but it's okay because Alwyn gives a handball away. Goes for the old 1-2 and out wide. They go to Anderson now. Little chip kick over the top. It was nice and neat. He was looking there for Harper. It was knocked away from him at the fall of the ball. Rowville have a chance to go forward. Inside forward 50. Robertson out in front. Takes a strong mark, about 48 metres. He'll kick from just inside the paint, getting in front of Robertson in that instant, and he'll have the first genuine shot on goal. 2.5 minutes gone on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Neither side has scored, with Matty Robinson to have the first ping.
It's a fantastic player, Matty Robertson. You just get the sense he embodies the spirit of the Rowville Football Club to an extent.
So Robinson, right on the 50. Has he got the purchase? It's going to go right to the top of the square. Was knocked down. Fake is in there. Does he want it? Charging through. Trying to trap the ball, Giobi, or trying to rush it over. They're just like somehow keeping the ball in there. Umpire says play on. Dawes in there also on hands and knees. Still very close to that boundary line. Robertson comes back in, kicks it to the top of the square where Garner is there. Also to his Monaghan. He almost ripped it in. Big man Fake went down. I think one of his arms was held. And he will receive the free kick, get the quick handball off, and the short passes on upfield where the mark has been taken, I think, there by Keane. Short passes on again, so using the grandstand side, risky business here. Frawley came in to create the spoil. Garner sees it over the boundary line and out of bounds, right in front of Mick Fogarty and the Noble Park interchange. About 80 metres out from goal. We've gone 3.5 minutes here, neither side have scored.
A lot of pushing and shoving so far. It is important, as I said, that both sides at least contain their physical presence.
So rucks again, Mitch Garner this time. Wins his own ball, handballs it out towards Best. He's met solely as well. The ferocity of the first couple of minutes has certainly been maintained. Now Noble Park get a clearance away. First venture forward for them. Mark taken by Harper. Too far up to score, you think, Harper, from the kick of Gent. Gent follows up, though. It's going to be in his area. And he might be able to get front and centre on this one if he can get a clean pick up. No. Pressure from Owsley was pretty good. He had to work... do the work of two men, Owsley, in the end. Not only just spoil Shane Allen's attempt to take the mark, but also prevent Gent from running on to kick the goal, and he's rewarded himself with a free. Well done. Short ball, risky, almost a half volley. It was a half volley in the end. So the umpire will call for a ball up here, about 25 out from the Noble Park goal. Kick into the car park end of Jubilee Park. A bit of a letdown there for Daniel Owsley, despite his great defensive work earlier. Here comes Allen, trying to bust his way through, loses it momentarily. Now Owsley gets the handball received, kicks away. This is a better one too. And they should be out of danger here, the Hawks. The sweeping handball up to Allen. Allen will now switch to the grandstand side. Good kick to Burns. Burns' handball's okay as well. Stapleton's kick. Short, and okay too to Damian Garner. Been lively early. His kick now to right half forward. And just travelling over the head of Archer. Turnover. Noble Park back in possession through the courtesy of Robertson.
So Robertson slightly in his defensive zone. Might look to go backwards here. Instead to use the wing position. The kick goes up. Monaghan was in the back spot. Picked up there by Kelly, who was tackled as he tried to release the handball over the boundary line and out of bounds.
Bit slow with that last entry there, the Hawks. They had a one-on-one. I think it was McDonald there. They probably could have got the ball forward a bit quicker. They may have had a chance.
So Peever Wright decided to wear the number 25 this afternoon, the big man. Comes in, Garner had the front spot, knocked down, straight into the arms of a Bull, got it away to Anderson on the right boot, inside forward, 50. The kick goes, getting down low. There was Harper, couldn't quite trap it. Wright came in for support, but Rowville hold it up nicely. About 48 metres out from the Hawks goal line. So cross down boundary side, thanks to Chiropedic betting to Steve White.
Yeah, thanks, boys. Just a slight southeasterly breeze blowing across the ground, but the wind really not a factor at the moment.
Allen came charging through, couldn't go after it. Kelly was there for the Bulls, and Burns was there to make sure that went over the boundary line and out of bounds, right in front of the barbecue area, Can Hill and the Rowville interchange bench.
You've been there a few times today already, I'd imagine.
Oh, what are you saying, for a can or a burger?
Either.
Both.
Might have rigged the ball back in now.
I hear they sold out of sausages.
Hey. Oh, that's a bit harsh.
BWS is
Peever Wright goes after it for the third time.
Peever.
That was Pancake Parlour play of the day styles there. Got that little handball away. Going backwards to go forwards, putting themselves under a fair old bit of pressure there with Sean not being able to trap the footy, and we will have a bounce. Almost 50 metres out from the Rowville goal. Still neither side have scored. Garner got the knockdown straight into the arms of Wright. Little look away handball. Manuel got it away though to Leader. Got the handball away, and now the Hawks can go up towards the wing position. Big man Fake had to go at this one hard. He got down pretty low and did a good job of it. Tobin came in for support also. Nice tackle by Lukey McDonald and co. And we'll have a bounce right in front of the grandstand here, right in front of our Chiropedic betting boundary riders, and we've got a restart.
So the tap out here from Mitchell Gardner went the wrong way though as far as Rowville was concerned. Still a live ball here, trying to keep it in was Michael Busy. He was worried out of it. Eventually the ball in the hands of the former Collingwood Magpie and Kyle Martin. That's been forced over the line and out of bounds. Both sides still not letting up their pressure acts in the opening 8 minutes of this first term. And as a result, neither side have scored. It is a soccer score line, you're right, Otto, 0-0. Tap down there, Mitch Garner again with front position. Got a little handball to Allen, who was on his knees. And as a result, he couldn't break free at all. No chance with Ziggy Orwin coming in at the speed of light and bringing him down for another ball up. 60 out from the Noble Park goal. Can the Bulls venture forward here? Rowville using the third man up tactic to some sort of effect. Toe poke by Allen was astray, ended up in the hands of Birdie, who gets it inside 50. No real target he went for in the end, so Rowville should be able to clear away. Hands off to Burns, and his kick hugging the boundary line and keeping in. Davey takes the mark. His kick's a poor one. Put Leader under all sorts of pressure.
Well
He breaks
done.
out at 2 tackles. Beautifully done, and the handball let him down a little bit. Mitchum came in to put the spoil in. Handball off the big Fake. Fake off a step to a very open forward line. A one-on-one here. Chance for Shane Allen. Can he keep up? Good. 1%er from Harper. Paddle it towards the goal face. Now coming in, the big man in Peever Wright, trying to take on the cavalry. Still standing though. Lost the footy. Behind him, Corrigan puts a tackle on, and the umpire will eventually call for a whistle as the players regather their breath after that very ferocious piece of play. So from the tap down, Garner again. Trying to utilise the backwards to go forwards technique with his taps. That one not working. We get another ball up. 25 for the Noble Park goal. Again, Garner with the big reach. Rowville with the clearance to open space. And that'll be called over the line and out of bounds for a throw in. Still inside forward 50 for Noble Park.
Almost 2 minutes in, no score yet. It has been very, very intense. Given the fact that there's not much of a breeze, it is surprising, I think, between these two sides.
Templestowe versus Ringwood out at Eastfield Reserve. Keep the scores coming in all afternoon at Twitter, at EFL via Twitter, I should say. Umpire throws it up now, trying to break the tackle nicely. There was Giobi, got the handball over the top. Martin dives on top of it. He had some support there as well, and we'll have a bounce. Luke Cody in late inclusion into the side. Umpires, non-officiating umpire might have seen a bit of holding off the play here, so it's the way it's going to go.
Rowville ball.
Rowville free kick. Chance for the Hawks. get out of that danger zone. Short passes on.
Bulls have clogged up the corridor very well.
Bussy was asking for it, but the kick went further afield where Archer came out and took a strong mark. Had a ripper game last week, spun around, got the handball away, and now Best this way, that way, got the handball away and up towards the half-forward line. The kick was looking for Manuel, but he read it magnificently. Handball to Stapleton. Can he go all the way here? Bouncing football, which way will it go? Robertson, he's going to come in to lend some support because he also had Kelly running after it, who just kept it alive and very silky skill, switches it to the back pocket. So the Bulls not conceding a score here. It's still 0-0. You wouldn't read about it, would you? 10.5 minutes, make that 11 gone now in this first term.
Brilliant play from Manuel there. It deserved a goal. It certainly deserves something.
Well, the Bulls, they've put themselves under a fair old bit of pressure here. Strong tackle there from Davey. Umpire's going to reward that one, and surely there's going to be a score now with Matty Davey going back and having a ping from about 30 metres out slide angle.
I got excited at that last shot at goal. It was dribbling towards the goal line and it stopped at metres short. So it's still 0-0, but we'll get a score here, you would think.
So Matt Davey.
You'd back him from here, wouldn't you, BWS?
You could almost pencil it into your Eastern footballer. Comes in now. Kick on goal, goes across the face.
Come on. Believe it.
Well, it's not uncommon you give a guy a rap and he lets you down.
Sorry, folks.
That's what's called the kiss of death.
Yeah, a bit of a moz sometimes, our EFL media team, but
I would have thought at least a score.
You don't always have that happen when it's 0-0.
Yeah.
Pye throws it in. Archer versus right. Archer over the back. Noble Park squeeze a kick out, but Hager was there on the left boot. That was a neat kick into the forward line over the back.
There we go.
Kick on goal there. That time by Davey, you'll have take two, but he's pushed it to the left-hand side and through for one behind. But they've got the lead, and they'll be happy about that. The Noble Park Football Club, the Rowville Football Club, one behind on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. They lead Noble Park by that one behind. So the Bulls wasting no time to bring it in. Anderson takes the mark and takes off. Kicks out towards a wing position now. Bouncing football out in front of Alwyn. He's got classy skills, keeps it alive, but kicked it out of bounds on the full. So right near the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, which is showing Rowville up by 1 point. The only score of the game.
So good pressure there from Daniel Zajac to stop the momentum of Ziggy on that occasion. Up to Robinson. Right on centre wing, scoreboard side. Rowville up by a solitary behind. The way this game's going, that could be enough. Push out there, free kick to Manuel.
Be enough in the EPL.
Easily. Manuel's kick forward. Almost the mark taken, not quite. Now trying to grab it there. Rowville was Frawley. The kick ricochets away from him. Great gang tackling there. Holding up Liam Tobin on that occasion by the Rowville forwards.
Typical final. There's just so much desperation, isn't there? Neither side wanting to give anything, give an inch, and really just so physical.
Couldn't have said any better, Brett. That's what finals football is all about. The intensity levels just subconsciously turn up quite a few notches. And here's a chance now for Rowville to add a goal. The handball's a little bit too quick there for Stapleton. As a result, they've lost the footy. Here comes Ziggy. Oh, he was just caught napping a little bit. Good pressure by Best. Having to do the work of two. Now Allwyn's back onto it. He's gone again. Umpire letting it go, though. A bit unlucky was Callan Burns. It's a great tackle. I thought Ziggy
might
had
have paid deliberate here. No.
Have they? No. May have just been a little bit of extra scraggling while Alwyn had gotten rid of the footy, and that's what the free kick was for, I think. The footy was nowhere near in his vicinity. Anyway, now Noble Park might be able to get around the back. Gent's got it. Does the old 1-2, Mitchell Gent. His kick goes forward. Very open forward line here. Harper grabs it from the boundary. Has he got enough toe on it? It's spinning, it's spinning. No, it falls short by about 2 metres. Gathering its Burns on the last line of defence. And Rove will breathe a sigh of relief at left half back.
Crozier takes the mark. On the right boot, he'll use that far side. They've got some numbers out there. Frawley almost got knackered by the football as it eventually hits the deck just outside the centre square here.
I wonder when the last time we had a goalless
I was just going to say the same thing.
Archer goes up against Fake, who worked himself around nicely there. Ousley was there. He did extremely well. Got it to Garner. A little handball into the middle of the ground where Best was there. He eventually traps it, gets the handball on. And it was eventually the recipient here as he goes forward. Hager, I should say, and pushed it to the left-hand side. So fast bit of movement through the middle of the park here out at Jubilee. And another minor score. The result, 15.5 minutes gone on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Rowville 2 behind. Noble Park yet to score. The Bulls to bring the ball back in.
So short kick is okay. But the next kick is more important. Monaghan looks to keep it nice and conservative as well to Tobin. Tobin's kick is beautiful. Great penetration on that to Fake. Fake, waste no time. The right half forward. Target there, Kelly. Didn't grab it on the first attempt, but his recovery was good. Corralled by Hill. Goes inboard. Shocking kick, though. Ball at the feet of Gent, but he had Fake in support, though, with a bit of space. Looks to go backwards by hand. Back towards Monaghan. He's kicked towards Ziggy Owen. Punched away from him by Zajac. And Rowville, as a result, they have the number, and they're back in possession through Allen. His kick is up high. Just a little too high for Archer. Fisted away from him, but Rowville can... They recover on that one, however, the kick falls short. Ooh. And Noble Park back in possession
dangerous
with the
kick.
lateral switch. Oh,
Really
tough work
dangerous.
for Monaghan. And he gets a 25-metre penalty, the late charge on him. That's what's granted him the 25-metre advantage. And that occasion was a dangerous kick, too, going towards him. But luckily, a second
Take
late.
three.
I'm back over the mark, Sammy.
Indeed. He may well have been over the mark. The umpire may have been caught napping on that one. But anyway, after 3 attempts at the 1-2 handball, his kick goes out to the scoreboard side into Tobin's hands. They're at right half forward now, the Bulls. Short pass in is pretty good. Harper got hands to it, was spoiled, but able to recover. Handballed into Gent, who's had a fair few possessions in this first term. Back towards Fake.
Oh, the big man.
Trucks 2, almost sold the candy with all of them. Ran out of that type of confectionery in the last handball, though, and as a result, Rowville get the rebound to a very, very open forward half. No one inside forward 50. Now the cavalry arrives. McDonald, he's met solidly. Beautiful tackle by Monaghan. And Monaghan is rewarded with the free.
He did well, McDonald. He was 1-on-3 situation, but nonetheless, it comes over his Berté. Kicks it across the face here. Morrison takes the mark. On the left boot, up towards the half-forward line for Noble Park. A little bit of holding happening there. Everybody saw it. Free kick goes the way of Cody. On the right boot, he'll go. Looking sideways, but instead he'll go towards the Harper direction, who has a rise. Second point! Fantastic grab. He's been a super player all year, Tim Harper. He's kicked 40 goals to date, and he'll go back and have a shot on goal for Noble Park's first chance at scoring.
Of course, kicked 7 in their last game for Noble Park. He's a big-time player, and that was a fantastic effort on the second bite to juggle it and hold it on the way down.
Certainly an exciting player. He's not your big type of full forward leading out of the square, but he's certainly agile and got the skills. Harper comes in. That is a beautiful kick. First goal on the board for the Noble Park Football Club, and they lead this game on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. 19 minutes gone now in the first term, and they have a 4-point buffer over Rowville, who are 2 behinds.
Wasn't that a great effort from Tim Harper, Brett?
It was fantastic. Yeah, great juggling, as you say. Yeah, he got 7 goals last week, so he knows where the big sticks are.
That was a beautiful kick too, very clinical.
Let's cross down boundary side. Thanks to Chiropedic betting, it looks like we've got an injury to a Rowville player who's struggling to come off right now. Gav Casey, what's the update down there?
Yeah, it's an ankle injury at the moment, and he's just going to go down to the rooms, his crozier. So hopefully we'll get an update on that, because he's, just looking very proppy on the left.
Yeah, it looks like it might be an ankle there as the Bulls once again come out of the middle up towards the Cody direction, takes the mark. He's 60 metres out from goal here. He wants to just pop it over the top into the forward pocket. This might work out all right here for the Bulls. A kick to the top of the goal square. There's a zig on the second bite. Well, doesn't matter if it takes 1, 2 or 3 grabs. Noble Park are pulling him in at the moment, and the zig will go back and have a shot on goal from 15 metres out. And we've got an around the ground scores. It's Ringwood leading Templestowe by 1 goal at the moment at quarter time in the preliminary final.
That was a brilliant mark from Ziggy, and a great centering kick too to enable him to have an opportunity to mark it.
Comes in now, makes no mistake. And Noble Park at 2 goals in 2 minutes. And as we cross time on here in this first semi-final in Division 1, it is Noble Park leading this one by 10 points, Damo.
Oh, fantastic work from Ziggy. He's an electrifying player. He certainly does love the big occasion at finals time, and to take it on the second bite like that under pressure was brilliant. And Noble Park, you get the sense the floodgates are opening a little bit for them.
Well, Rowville seemed to have had all the play in that first 15 minutes and just couldn't put it through on the scoreboard, and the class has prevailed between Balwyn and Harper in the last 2 chances going forward for the Bulls.
Be interesting to see what their response is. They did have a good start. They've taken a couple of hits, but let's see how they bounce back.
As can always happen, the psychological edge when you just get a couple of goals after being dominated in the early play. Helps swing the momentum. What can Rowville do to respond? For all he gets the clearance out. Great mark there taken by McDonald. McDonald goes short. Oh, dangerous. He wanted Archer, but cutting through was Robertson for the Bulls. Still a live ball here to be won inside the forward 50 for Rowville. Oh, Tobin under all sorts of pressure. How did he get rid of that? Umpire said fairly over to Morrison, and now they're away through Luke Bull. Bulls kick right in front of the scoreboard. Burns first to read it. Gets some support as well from Seedsman. But unfortunately, the boundary line wasn't all that supportive. He's run over it, and we'll get a throw in just to the right of the scoreboard, which has now ticked over 21 minutes in this first term. 2 straight 12 Noble Park. Rowville 2 behinds.
Just on the Hawks, they may have had the majority of the possession, but their entries inside forward 50 haven't been very polished, have they?
No. That's been their Achilles heel so far. Need to tidy that area of their game up. Fake a huge roundhouse over the top. Didn't connect with the footy, though. As a result, ball is locked in, and we'll get another restart. So Noble Park, as I mentioned, just the class of Harper and Balwyn giving them the advantage at the moment. A clearing kick for Rowville towards that tough ball. McDonald there, the target again. Just worried out of it the last minute by Tobin. Well played.
Tobin's done well so far in this first term.
He's been in amongst it, hasn't he? He called his name a few times, so he certainly has been an influential player.
A lot of changes about to happen for both sides. Got half a squad lined up on the boundary line.
Absolute sea of interchange players. Noble Park come away with the clearance from that throw in. The direction of Kelly, but he had 2 to beat there. Mark taken by Michael Bussey. Might be Diodone, I think. Diodone. Short ball in. It's okay. This is the kick now that Rowville need to really clean up the forward entry. They decide to just hold that for the moment. As the kick comes into the middle. McDonald up high now. Target was Archer, off hands. Noble Park looked to rebound. Corrigan got the handball away, but it was a shocking one. Stapleton's short pass.
Good
swirl. A little bit too careful. He wanted Hagger. It was a fantastic ball over the top, but it could be only momentary that Noble Park can get some sort of advantage. Good handball from Frawley, but he made Archer stretch for it, and unfortunately he wasn't nimble enough to break through. Anderson now takes it for Noble Park. He combines with Big Peaver right, the 1-2 through the middle. Only numbers favouring Rowville though coming back. Diodone gives it a little bit of a fake. Then goes by hand, and now the big kick comes up. It was from Crawley, but it was ill-directed though, the mark there taken by Bull.
So Bull into the middle of the ground. Anderson linked up well there with Kyle Martin, who thumps the ball forward. He's out there looking for Shane Allen. Which way will it bounce? Not favourably. Diodone got the handball away to McEwen. So just squeezed a kick up towards the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, and they'll work themselves up forward here. It was Davey got it onward. Now up to Diodone on the left boot inside forward 50, looking for Archer. Made the big man work for it a lot. It came off his boot, I think. Might have gone on the foot. So unlucky for him. And Morrison will be the recipient. The kick wasn't great going forward, so we certainly can't blame that one on the big man. As the kick goes back out wide. Davey with the late spoil. You would have thought Dorr might have been paid that mark, but umpire said it was okay, and he'll come in and bounce it about 75 metres, make that 80 from the Rowville Goals, who are still searching for their first major in the afternoon. 24 and a half minutes gone. So little handball out. Giobi did well, linked up, and now the Bulls might be able to use the middle of the pitch here because a beautiful kick to Monaghan, who wants to take off. It was risky, got it to Kelly, back to Monaghan. Little scrubber kick. This has worked out beautifully for Keane. Goes forward looking for Harper. Can he pull it in?
Well,
he used his body well. He's got Ian to put. And Shane Allen just gets a gift. And he goes, I'll take number 41 for the year. Don't you worry about that. Noble Park, they're kicking straight, and they've got 3 on the Bendigo back scoreboard, moving them to 18 points with a handy 16-point lead over Rowville as we hit the 25-minute mark.
Brilliant crumbing by Shane Allen there, wasn't it? Absolutely fantastic.
And that was a great tap too. What about the transition of play through the corridor from Noble Park? They're prepared to take those risks and put the opposition under pressure when they enter inside 50, which is what Rowville have failed to do.
Very strong off the rebound too.
Always been a big fan of front and centre, and just being at the fall of the ball and being able to crumb onto those, they end up being as easy as you like. And he certainly enjoyed slamming that one home, Shane Allen.
It's A1 in the training handbook. It was done with absolute aplomb by Shane Allen on that occasion. As we get a restart and another Noble Park free kick, great chase down. It was Bertie with the effective tackle, stopping Robinson in his tracks. Not liking some of the options presented to him, so he decides to go wide to the scoreboard side. Works out here for Noble Park as well. They had the numbers on that occasion, 2-1. Harper, who's red hot so far, had 2 to beat that time, but still created a great contest. Gave Keane every opportunity, but unfortunately ran out of room.
Deliberate.
And has been pinged for deliberate. Well, maybe he did have a real prior chance to snap it around his body inboard, I guess. So probably fair enough as Robinson takes the mark. And the quarter-time siren rings around Jubilee Park. That quarter going 26 minutes and 21 seconds, and it was a joyful one for Noble Park. Even though Rowville had the better of the play in the first 15 minutes, they couldn't put reward for effort on the scoreboard. Noble Park, when they took control, were able to make every poster winner. 3 straight, 18 to Rowville, 2 behinds. The goal kickers for the Bulls, Harper, Ziggy Orwin, and that last one from Shane Allen.
Hope you're enjoying the broadcast on 98.1 Radio Eastern and streaming live around the globe, EFL.org.au. A handy 16-point lead to the Bulls at this stage. Ringwood holding on to a narrow lead over Templestowe. We'll keep you right up to date with those around the ground scores right throughout the afternoon. It's a big day out at Eastfield as it is out here at Jubilee Park. We'll go back to the Radio Eastern studios for some messages and then come back and speak to Jason Irvine about all the stats that mattered in that first term.
Hey, man.
Yeah, man.
Hope we win this weekend.
Oh, I hope we win too. Because I want to kick some weekend goals at Pancake Parlour after the game.
Because if your AFL team wins, you can go in and get a free sweet pancake with any savoury menu item purchase.
Oh, free pancake. First your team wins and then your belly wins.
It's win-win, man.
Claim your free sweet pancake with any savoury item purchase just by showing your winning team's colours.
Or your team membership.
At any Pancake Parlour this weekend.
Oh, and don't forget, check out Facebook for this week's offer.
Lovely.
Program sponsor.
A new time and a new team, driving you home in 2016. Join a brand new lineup for The Huddle as the gang take a light-hearted look at the Eastern Football League every Friday night. More importantly, the team will reveal the ins and outs for this week's round of matches. The Huddle, 4:30 to 6:30 every Friday evening as you love it local. EFL.org.au is the place to be online for all the latest on the Eastern Football League. Keep up to date by checking out the latest news and feature articles. Have your say in the EFL poll. Check out all the latest EFL videos, and best of all, you can listen back to any EFL radio program at any time. Head to EFL.org.au. The Eastern Football League. Local footy at its best.
Real people, real stories.
Whether I'm driving the morning coach to service or whether I'm actually doing the transfer from my family home is very rewarding.
It's heavy lifting, it's emotional, it's uplifting, it's rewarding, and it's a vocation. It's not a job, and I love it.
Watch the A Day in the Life video series now at tobinbrothersfunerals.com.au for an insight into the specialised work they do. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating 80 years of service.
Program sponsor.
Chiropedic Mattress Factory Direct. It's the Aussie family company that's been manufacturing mattresses in Melbourne since 1991. They offer a huge range, and selected mattresses come with everyday deals like free delivery, old mattress removal, 30-day comfort guarantee, and up to 20 years warranty. Buy direct from the factory and never pay retail prices again. Chiropedic Mattress Factory Direct. Locations all around Melbourne and country Victoria. Or shop online 24/7 for mattresses, bases, beds, pillows, and custom-sized mattresses at chiropedic.net.au.
Program sponsor.
Dave and his mates are flying to the Gold Coast to watch their team play the Suns. Do they B, pay too much for a taxi, C, hope for an airport rail link this century, or D, get a lift from a mate and hope for the best when they fly home?
What about A for A1 Airport Parking?
At A1 Airport Parking, get 2 days for $25, 3 days for $34, or get 7 days parking for just $69. And at just 5 minutes from the airport, they'll get you there in time for your flight and pick you up when you get home. Show your footy or sporting club membership anytime you park and get 10% off. A1airportparking.com.au.
Program sponsor.
Go live and local every Saturday for Pancake Parlour EFL Game Day.
Can he bring the house down, Robbie? They go charging into Division 2.
Stutter step, now sends it on its way. This one's going to go long. And straight through, Jeff.
Pass. Gee, that was poetry in motion, to use the cliche.
Braden Cross! Come at the moment, come at the man!
EFL Game Day, 1 through to 6 Saturdays on 98.1 Radio Eastern. All thanks to the Pancake Parlour. Lovely.
And welcome back to Jubilee Park here on this lovely Sunday. Slightly overcast, but no rain in sight. Perfect conditions otherwise for football. And it's perfect as far as Noble Park are concerned after we had a deadlock of no score to either side for about the first 12 minutes of the match. Eventually, Rowville hit the board with a couple of behinds to Davey and Hagger, but then the class of Tim Harper, Ziggy Alwyn and Shane Allen rose to the top in the final stages of that first term to give Noble Park a 16-point lead at quarter time. 18-2 behinds. Damian Watson and Brett Beston up with myself and Ben Warren Smith up in the commentary position. What were your thoughts in the first quarter?
Well, I think in regards to Rowville, they probably had the dominant play in that first quarter. They certainly had more entries inside the 50, but they just squandered their disposal when they were making that move forward in that 4A forward, I think. And Noble Park took better advantage.
It was all about their delivery, wasn't it? And of course, Noble Park were very good on the rebound. They transitioned the ball better, and I think really if they can fix up, they being the Hawks, fix up their their disposal inside 50, they've got every chance. But that's something they need to work on. Probably the biggest aspect of that first quarter.
Exactly. Well, we'll go to where the stats that matter for Shoes Tap. We got Jason Irvine on the job today. How are the major stats looking like?
He's definitely on, Brucey. Click it down, Jason.
A little bit of a
go for it now.
Technical worry with Jason. Trying to work on that very shortly.
Move away from that.
We'll get back to the Shoes Tap stats very, very shortly with Jason Irvine as the Rowville players are back out into their positions. Noble Park still in their quarter-time huddle. I'll be pretty delighted head coach there in Mick Fogarty, but I'm sure Peter Bastonak will be drilling into his players to just be more careful as you're going forward. Don't rush anything, don't keep it high. Even if you are lowering your eyes, just be more direct with it instead of leaving it to chance and letting the Noble Park defenders double team and get the rebounds back. It's the mantra for Peter Bastonak, I'm sure.
I thought Sam Monaghan was very good for Noble Park. Some of his transition play and his contested ball-winning abilities were very, very crucial for the Bulls. But, gee, they have those X factors up forward that really stand up. Ziggy Alwyn was magnificent, not only with that goal, that great mark in the goal square as well, but also his movement and his presence around the ground. And we mentioned Tim Harper. He's always going to be a danger as a big target up forward for the Bulls.
Absolutely, the early contender for the A1 Airport Parking mark of the day. That one in the goal square from Ziggy Alwyn, the triple touch.
Could you take one of those back in the day, Louie?
Well, if you weren't there to see it, you couldn't be sure. So I'll leave it to chance. I'll leave it to the memory bank of those who used to see me play back up in Mildura in the old days. I don't think I ever got as high as about 2 metres. We now cross the boundary side for Chiropedic betting.
Right, thanks, boys. I'm with Noble Park coach Mick Fogarty. Mick, your assessment of that first quarter?
Oh, look, I thought at the start both sides were pretty strong around the contest. No one could really get some overlap and some run and hurt each other going forward. Played for 20 yards, but I just thought towards the end there we started to get on top and transition ball from there, from our defence, and we were able to carry it up and score.
Happy with the inside 50s?
Yeah, it's pretty even, so we took our chances. That was the difference.
All right, thanks, Mick.
So it's Ringwood winning by 1 point over Templestowe in the second term of the preliminary final. Louie, as Martin goes forward looking for right, got the handball away. Here's Kelly. Handball also goes for the old one too.
Nice.
Goes towards goal. It's going right to the top of the goal line. Manuel got back there. I think it was him. No, it wasn't. He had some support though. Nice little flick away handball from Allen. And now they'll come out of the defence here nicely through Zajac, who was the man who got that fist on the ball. Looking for the boundary line. Monaghan for Noble Park was the first player to meet it, did well, kept it alive. Here's Kemperman inside forward 50 where Alwyn was in position A. He's tugged up pretty tightly here, but he'll swing around on the right boot. He'll want to work this one very nicely back. A nice fist on the line by Robbie Hill. He forces the minor score. And Noble Park get their first blemish on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. It took 50 seconds in this second term of the first semi-final. 3-1-19, a 17-point lead over Rowville, who were 2 behind.
Gee, great start by Noble Park, just the way they would have hoped to start the second quarter. Fantastic stuff.
So the kick marked by Frawley as they hug the boundary line on the scoreboard side to Rowville. Third kick in the chain. Marking target was Bussy, but he was caught behind on that occasion. Good front work from Dorr, and Noble Park get the recovery, do they? No, momentarily as the ball sinks over the line on the full.
Some of the stats that mattered in that first term, here's Jason Irvine, thanks to Choose Tap Match Stats.
It was a pretty even contest in the first quarter. Both teams really matched up with the centre clearances and the hit-outs. Hit-outs were 13 apiece. Inside 50s were pretty even as well with 10 apiece.
Thanks very much, Jason. Thanks to Choose Tap. Melbourne's water, it's absolutely delicious. Comes out now. Here's Martin, got the handball away to Dorr. The big man looping handball over the top. That was intercepted. Now the Hawks will go through the middle. Crozier got the handball away. He's come back onto the ground by the looks of things. Inside forward 50 now goes Rowville. But standing strong was Tobin. He takes a strong mark across the back line there. Kick across the face here. Looking for his teammate there in Corrigan on the left boot. A beautiful kick out wide, and now they've got a chance here, the Bulls. He's one of my favourites, Tim Kelly, up towards the half-forward line. It was centimetre perfect. Found Monaghan, who links up well with Anderson. He'd love to snag one from here, but instead he does the team thing, as he always does. Kyle Martin all by himself in the pocket. Don't leave a player of his ilk by himself, and he'll go, sorry, Shane Allen. 2 blonde bombshells, so we'll... I'll give myself a let off on that, and he's on the right side for a lefty, and he just expecting to put it through, wouldn't you? But he pushed it to the left-hand side. So he already kicked 1 goal in that first term. That was a gift. This time he got the mark as a gift, but missed it, and over she goes for a minor score. So Noble Park, they're doing all the scoring at the moment. They lead by 3 straight kicks, 2 behinds to 20 points as we cross down boundary side, thanks to Chiropedic betting.
Yeah, at Rowville's quarter-time huddle, Peter Bastonak he was happy that they were giving opportunities, but they had no hit-ups going forward, and they were just bombing it in long. He didn't like how Noble Park were getting it out the back and running past them in effect, so he really wanted to focus on the contested ball this quarter and make sure first at it, and just look, maybe slow it down and just look at the options before, and they're going to play a much higher forward line this quarter.
Gav Casey loving getting the grass under the feet this afternoon. It's been a few years. So we have a boundary throw in, 50 metres out from the Rowville goals, Louie.
I myself broke a 7-year drought in that department yesterday too at Walker Park, and loved every second of it. So Gavin will be lapping it up for sure as Fake wins the hit-out battle with Mitchell Garner that time. But Garner gets the Rove. Beautiful work from the Rowville big man. Up to centre wing, marking target Archer, got hands to it, and then landed quite awkwardly, slow to get up. Ball continues on at the back of him, picked up by Luke Bull. And he's kicking around the body, okay. It stayed in, off the hands of Mitchum, and out of bounds for a throw in just inside Noble Park's attacking half.
Templestowe by 5 points over Ringwood in the second term out at East Beld Reserve in the Division 3 preliminary final.
It was a heavy collision between Archer and Robinson on that occasion. Both guys a bit proppy getting up.
Cross down boundary side shortly. I think Gav Casey's ready. Thanks to Chiropedic betting. What's happening down there, Gav?
Yeah, forgot to add that Mason Crozier is out. They're down to 21 for Rowville.
So an ankle injury that he suffered in the first term.
So it wasn't him who I called.
Yep. Indeed.
Anderson takes the mark towards a half direction, but it doesn't matter because the Zig was in the front spot, and he goes back with courage and good jukes, pulls down a strong mark about 25 metres out directly in front.
How about the pinpoint pass there from Craig Anderson? He's done that a couple of times this quarter. That's one of his great attributes, I feel. He doesn't blaze away. He's methodical in his options, and he did that on that occasion.
So Ziggy Owen has already kicked one goal in the first term. I tell you what, a handy lead if he puts this one through.
You have to stop.
Pretty much directly in front here. Lopes in and pushed it to the right-hand side. He kicked really hard at that football as well then, so tried to spear it home, but goes through for one behind. So the Rowville faithful breathe a sigh of relief on that one. Bendigo Bank scoreboard, almost 6 minutes gone here in the second term, and it's a 19-point lead to Noble Park.
Yeah, his body really was just really out of shape in the approach there, Ziggy Owen as well. It was always going to be tugged to the right on that occasion as Robinson takes the kick out for the Hawks. They really need to engineer some sort of foray forward, but not if they're going to kick it to someone like Peaver Wright. A hard time getting through his size as his kick inside 50 is spoiled away nicely by Stapleton, and we'll get a throw-in 55 out from the Bulls' goal.
The Bulls, you just get the sense, have wasted a few opportunities in this term. They could easily put Rowville away in the next 10 minutes if they blast on and kick another few goals.
About a game of inches, and that's all Rowville will probably need just on the rebound, just an opportunity just to break free, and they haven't quite been able to get it yet. Mitch Garner's tap again to no one in particular as it trickles over the line for yet another throw-in, similar spot to 20 seconds ago, but it was like in the first term, Damian, where Rowville had all the play, but Noble Park, once they got a sniff of their goals, it swung their way. That's all that Rowville need to be able to achieve. Easier said than done, of course, as Peaver Wright goes whack with the tap out.
Anderson.
And could the Bulls go whack with a shot on goal here? Anderson's kick long to the top of the square, flying over the back halfer, but he was caught behind in that contest, so he elected to go the defensive route, and he adds a behind to the Noble Park scoreline. Going to go back scoreboard reading, Noble Park 3-4-22, Rowville 2 behinds. So the kick out to the left back pocket, okay to Hagger. Hagger he goes on with it, probably too quick for his own good. Through the hands of Mitchum, but Robertson is back there to lend a hand. Back towards Mitchum, and he coughs it up. And now Robinson for the Hawks goes through, but he's then met by Robertson. Robinson and Robertson combining there off the ball. Stop confusing me, guys. Open into the forward line now for Noble Park. Anderson was front and centre, but he just missed the footy at the back now. A chance for Giovi. Noble Park still in possession. Bulls sweeping handball is okay. Ziggy all of an eye on the lead too. Short pass.
He's off.
No one on the mark, so he senses a goal here. Oh, but he was a bit too quick for his own mind on that occasion. Might be a goal assist though. Harper grabs it. Caught in the nick of time though. Rowville under all sorts of stress and pressure here. The ball in the hands of Luke Cody. Eventually the umpire will call for a ball up. It was a big build-up, but in the end an anticlimax for Noble Park.
Geez, they're really just hanging on, Rowville, aren't they? I mean, they're really struggling. I mean, they're 20 points out on the score. They haven't got a goal, and their confidence, they're just making too many mistakes, and you just feel like they're just hanging on at the moment.
So Garner goes up, got the little knock away. Anderson lays a pretty strong tackle. Umpire says play on. Garner got it away to Robinson now, and now Rowville can get themselves out of that danger zone here. A spearing pass. Once again, the disposals letting down each side. So it'll be the Bulls about 80 metres out from goal. It's in the arms of Bull. So he kicks it inside ball 50. Garner was the third man up, got a good fist on that. Robertson came steamrolling in, bouncing football to the top of the goal square. Harper was there, couldn't quite trap it, couldn't release it for Ziggy. And the umpire will come in and bounce that one. Good work from Zajac just to hold that one up. 22 plays 20. It's a 20-point lead to the Bulls. Garner went up unattended that time. Stapleton couldn't quite trap it. Martin was there, got the little handball away. Umpires paid a free kick. It might go to the way of Kyle Martin. It will.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So
dumped after he gave it away.
Copped one for his troubles, so Kyle Martin, distance certainly won't be a problem from here.
He's come into the game a lot more in the second quarter. Kyle Martin's having more of an impact, isn't he?
Well, he's been a fantastic servant of the Noble Park Football Club for a very long time. They're rapt to see him back in the Bulls' colours after a stint at Collingwood. Class act. He opens it up a little bit here, does Martin. He pushes it to the right-hand side. It seems like the ball's fading that way for most of the game so far. Cody got the handball away. Oh, Tim Kelly got boot to ball, but Manuel, he was good in the clinches, and he was on the last line of defence. Little handball from Robinson, got chopped off by Balwyn, who goes after it again. Just got a little grubber kick up towards the forward pocket. Martin snap around the body, top of the goal square. But the numbers are with Rowville, and Seedsman takes the mark.
I think the Hawks have stood up under pressure in the last few minutes. They have been bombarded in their teeth of goals in the defence, and they have responded. But with kicking like that, they won't.
Seedsman had a ripper game last week, but he kicks it out of bounds on the full. So Bull will bring it back in for Noble Park. A big kick, but Seedsman, he gets some redemption there, but he took off and got the handball away. Put his teammate under an enormous amount of pressure here as Tobin on the right boot kicks it to the top of the goal square. They're peppering Noble Park here. Kelly was the main flyer. Allen and Keane at the fall. The ball, Zajac was there. Garner just wanted the safety of the behind, and he concedes that now as the Bendigo Bank scoreboard ticks over to 11 minutes here in this second term, and it is Noble Park leading 3-5-23. Rowville 2 behinds.
That 5 on the scoreboard is the only score that we've seen in this term. The 5 behinds for Noble Park. Rowville get to add to their tally from quarter time of 2 behinds. The mark's taken by Zajac, still inside defensive 50. Short ball to Manuel, cut off. Here's a chance again for Martin, who will load up. Brilliant to bring the house down with that one. Kyle Martin, you superstar. There's a contender there for the Chiropedic betting goal of the day. Could well be a Pancake Parlour play of the day on that one as well. As Noble Park go to 4-5-29, Rowville 2 behind. Minutes gone, second term. Wowee from Kyle Martin.
You could just see that coming, couldn't you? So much pressure. I mean, they've been under the pump, Rowville, trying to get the ball out of their inside, their own 50, defensive 50, and Kyle Martin just grabbed that and just too much class. Fantastic goal.
He read that slight breeze so well as well.
Templestowe 5-4-34 over Ringwood by 7 points, 4-3-27 in the second term out at Eastfield Reserve in the Division 3 preliminary final. But here go the Bulls again. Anderson around on the right boot up towards the Alwyn direction. Robinson right on his hammer. He got tackled brilliantly by the Zig. The umpire said it was okay. He might have got a toe poke on that. Robinson goes after it again, has some support there in Stapleton. He wants to squeeze up a kick, and it needed to be a good one. And Garner, the big man, gets down and takes a strong one. So handball's off now. Stapleton on the right boot. They're going to use the far side of Jubilee and create a little bit of space here as well. Good shepherding happening. One bounce, 2 linking up. Handball in towards the middle. Going after it there. I think that time was Leader. Inside forward 50. Comes out Archer. Just got his kick smothered at the crucial stage. Handball over the top. Seedsman looking for McDonald. He had a good first term. He'd want to be tricky here. Oh, what an absolute cracker that is. If that's not going to ignite your side, I don't know what is. First goal on the board to the Rowville Football Club, to Luke McDonald, and that is another contender for the Chiropedic betting goal of the day.
How about check side? Just read it superbly.
Fantastic, wasn't it? And that's just what we were talking about at quarter time with those long bombs in the first quarter not working, and Rowville keeping the ball in hand, working it forward, and a fantastic goal. So maybe that looks like the game plan's definitely changed for them.
It's the best way to respond, isn't it, for the Hawks?
Create some spark.
Oh, indeed. Almost a case of anything you can do, Kyle, I can do better. Just when you thought Noble Park really had the extra zip in their tail from the Kyle Martin goal, Rowville respond with that sizzler from Lachlan McDonald as we get a restart here in the middle. Big fake. Wins the tap, but it's Rowville who will win the clearance. They've got a little bit of zip in their step now after that last goal. Big kick inside 50 to a one-on-one. Target there was Manuel getting back. Cameron Manuel it is. Slides, goes again. Put under all sorts of pressure by Luke Bull, but still fighting hard is Cameron Manuel. The umpire eventually is going to put him in the leg, and he's going to pick Bull. Saying that you were just like a chicken laying on an egg. On that occasion, not enough of a genuine attempt to get rid of it.
It's a harsh call. It really is a harsh call.
I thought it was fair.
Maybe so. It's a bit of a difference of opinion between Brett Beston and Damian Watson on that one. It was Cameron Manuel who did get the possession early on, but then he lost it after a couple of slides.
I was waiting for Manuel to get pinged, and then he lost the ball, and it went the other way. Yeah, I think that was harsh.
Maybe Bull forgot that he was actually sitting on the damn thing as Manuel goes left to right and slaps the behind post right on the tip point. Out of bounds on the full.
So it'll be Trent Robertson The Noble Park tank backman. They bring the ball back in. Big fly from Garner over the back, and a bit of shepherding. Is that what they're saying? Bergen Fake is not happy about it in the slightest. I think Frawley will win the ball here. So Frawley. Inside forward 50, Robinson takes the mark. Probably a little bit too far out to score here. So Matty Robinson, short passes on, centimetre perfect. So Alex Frawley just positioned himself inside the arc, probably his range. He'll be able to kick this one, the helmeted man, and he'll go back and have a shot for another important goal for the Rowville Football Club, trailing this game by 21 points. We've gone 16 minutes almost here in the second term of the Division 1 first semi-final. Alex Frawley, class act player, keeps it low. He keeps it straight as well. The goal umpire got knocked over for his troubles, but he's all over this one and knows that it's gone through the big sticks. Just the umpires talking to each other. And there's the two-finger salute. Alex Frawley has his first goal on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. 2 goals in a row now to the Hawks, which has got them up and about 15 points now. They're trailing by 4-5-29 Noble Park, Rowville 2-2-14. Around the grounds out at East Burwood in the second term, Templestowe skipped away to a 13-point lead, 6-4-40 to Ringwood 4-3-27.
Geez, how quickly the game can change. In the blink of an eye, 2 quick goals and the momentum, you can just see it's all shifted to Rowville in the last few minutes.
Big shout out to our fans who's watching this big game out in Darwin this afternoon and in Thailand. So right across the globe this afternoon on EFL.org.au as it's in the arms of Hagger up towards a half forward. McDonald was versus Robertson. A1 Airport mark of the day so far. His name's just penciled in on the voucher, not in ink just yet. Gets it away. He'll get that 1-2 there. Go after it again. Little handball backwards. That was okay. His teammate there in Gent up towards the wing position. Now big fly there by Bergen Fake.
Beautiful caressing from the side by Fake on that occasion. Noble Park now looking to respond to the last couple of Rowville goals. A little too quick for his own good there. But Stapleton, very surprised by how quick Paul's handball was on that one. Big long forward kick from Peaver right, just strips left for one behind. This game has really gone up a fair few notches now.
Geez, I'm not sure that wasn't holding the ball as well.
Well, no, the umpire was right there. He was only a metre away and signalled instantaneously that he got a hand on the ball. So it was good. It was a very good play there from Rowville.
Bendigo Bank scoreboard 4-6-30 Noble Park, Rowville 2-2-14. Kick out towards right half back. Peaver back into Ziggy Orwin's hands. Orleans okay too. Set a little bit of a task for Dorr, but he was equal to it. Goes nice and long. Great penetration. Allen takes the mark. Goes on and kicks the goal. What a huge kick at Louie.
In the back.
Oh no.
And 25 to boot.
Oh, despite the graphic coming on the live stream on our YouTube feed. It's actually
the early
have to be
crane.
cancelled.
Here we go.
Maybe we might make up for it. No, not quite. Birdie drops the mark. Archer says thank you. Goes to centre half forward.
Well, they're a chance.
In the hands now of Bussy, who's met solidly but too crude, says the umpire. Free kick to go to Michael. Don't call me Hussy. And 25 on top.
You can't
Pandemonium around Jubilee Park.
afford to backchat the umpire.
No.
See, this game's gone up another notch, isn't it? It's just, everyone's just, some real fire out there.
Take it from me, who has umpired this season in another league. I will not tolerate it either. Don't open your mouth to them. They pay the decision. Go on with the game. As Bussy, averaging more than a goal a game this season with 20 and 18. Directly in front. Barely 40 out. No mistake at all. And the Hawks are back in this one. 3-2-20 to 4-6-30 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Division 1 finals action here in the Eastern Football League. It's a beauty.
Certainly is. And gee, one contrast to another, the pendulum certainly is swinging, Brett.
It certainly has, yeah. It's, as I say, it's just gone up another notch. It's like we've gone from notch 3 to about notch 8 in the last 10 minutes. It's magnificent. But full credit to, sorry boys, full credit to Rowville. They really have since quarter time. They look like a different side.
7-point lead to Templestowe out at East Burwood, 6-4-40 to 5-3-33 in the Division 3 preliminary final. McDonald came in, Anderson had him. Also Frawley came charging through up towards inside forward 50. It was a good kick too, just kicked it out in space, had enough float about it, and Seedsman takes a good mark too. Now we saw a shot on goal from this position a little bit further in from Manuel about 5 minutes ago. It certainly goes from left to right, so we'd want to start this one probably in the middle of the behinds. But he's going to back himself in. Currently trailing by 10 points are the Hawks. They've owned the last 5 to 10 minutes of this game. Comes in now. It'll have to get a fair old bit of purchase on it. He starts it where I told him to kick it. The wind didn't help him in the end. And through for a minor score it goes. Bendigo Bank scoreboard into time on here in the second term. Division 1 semi-final day, and it's a 9-point lead to Noble Park. They're 30, Rowville are 21. So it'll be Stewie Kemperman to bring the ball back in. He's an absolute ripper, isn't he? Mitch Gent takes the mark, got the handball away, got it to Wade Morrison, who had a fair old bit of time in the end and just pokes it over the top here. Back to Gent. On the right boot up towards the half-forward line. They've got a fair old bit of space. Peter Wright, he's come out. He's got fitter as the year's gone on. He's been a great player, and his kick was sensational inside forward 50. Benji, well, what an asset he's been to this Noble Park side in season 2016, and he'll go back and just settle things down a little bit for the Bulls.
Wasn't that a clinical transition of play from Noble Park? Great kicking efficiency. That's the hallmark of their game.
So Benji Obi is going to go for the check side.
Except for that.
Too far out. That was a shank if ever you've seen one over the boundary line and out of bounds on the full.
I'd rather the J curve in that situation instead of a check side from 35 to 40. Conventional drop punt as well. So quite a letdown for Jovi, who worked so hard to get to that open space as well, to take the mark. And Rowville make them pay on the rebound here. Archer involved in that contest. Happy to see the ball over the line for a throw in. Into the 23rd minute now of the second term. Bendigo Bank scoreboard, 4-6-30 Noble Park, 3-3-21 Rowville. So we get a score update from the Templestowe Ringwood Flash. 7-point lead still to Templestowe. And the throw in between centre wing and left half forward for Noble Park. Fake with the big fist over the top. Falling down there was Frawley, and I think he'll get a free kick here too, in the back. I'm pretty sure. And it was definitely there. So Alex Frawley has kicked one of the 3 goals in this term for Rowville. Keeps it on that scoreboard side. Archer the target, got to the front, couldn't complete the mark. Now trying to burst his way through was big fake. Ball back into the hands now of Stapleton. He's caught. Fake gets in again, does the work of a Rover beautifully. Back into Stapleton's hands once more. That's a huge tackle and a rewarded tackle for Martin. To the applause of the Noble Park faithful here in the Jubilee Park grandstand. So Kyle Martin, not liking what he sees up forward. He'll elect to go short. That's okay as well. So Noble Park just looking to cool the Jets just a little bit. Rowville are coming back hard at them. The lead was over 4 goals at one stage as the ball now left half forward. Fake again with a fantastic rove and collect, but the kick is ill-directed. Mark taken by Robinson, about 35 out from his defensive goal. So Robinson looks to stay on that scoreboard side. Had to be pinpoint with that disposal, and he was. To right half back. Could be involved in this one again. Robinson, he does. He gets the 1-2. And the short pass is okay as well in the hands of Bussey. So Bussey. So we're now ticking to the 25th minute of the second term. I think there'll still be at least 2 or so left in this one. Bussey to right half forward. Big packet plays. Archer again. He's been the target on many a 4-8 forward. Loses this one now to Ziggy. His little handball into a huge pack of players here. Martin again with a strong tackle to bring McEwen down. And the umpire will blow his whistle and call for a ball up right underneath the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
I think the Bulls just want to stem the flow. If they can just score a goal on the cusp of half-time, that will really help them.
So So Bussy was the flyer there. Jason got the handball down, but nicely done by the Zig. Got the handball away. Giobi inside forward. 50 looking for Fake. The front of the pack there. Garner was there to mop up the spills. Nicely done there from Zajac on the right boot, but it's been chopped off there by Ben Giobi about 80 metres out from goal. Squares things up now. Here's Peaver right. He's going to link up with Martin. He could almost get enough purchase here, Kyle. Top of the goal square towards Fake. He didn't have the front spot, so nicely done there by Zajac. The goal just coughed it up now to Gent on the right boot. He had a lot of curl to bring that one back. It was always going to be a low percentage shot, but every point counts in a close game. That's no doubt about that. 25.5 minutes gone here in the second term, and it's Noble Park leading by 10 points, 4-7-31 to 3-3-21 as the Hawks to use the grandstand side here. Kick goes out. Garner almost ripped into one-hander. Alwyn was there at the fall of the ball, gave it away to Robertson. Linked up out wide, looking for Gent, who just waited for the football in the end, and Frawley was right there to bring him to ground instantaneously, and we'll have a stoppage about 75 metres out from goal. Garner and Alwyn knocked down at the arms there of Frawley. Can't get rid of it. Umpire says play on. Again there, Frawley. It's good disposal, surely. It was good, tough football.
There's been some fairly liberal interpretations of the holding the ball.
McDonald went in, so did Frawley, hitting the deck dome, came out, little kick inside forward 50 from Tobin now. Robertson dropped what he probably should have taken. Kelly was right on his hammer to hold the ball in, and we will have a bounce about 40 metres out from goal. It's down Noble Park's end. They lead this game by 10 points, 26.5 minutes into the second term. The knockdown from Fake straight into the arms of Martin, where the umpire said he copped one high from Robinson. So Kyle Martin will go back and have a shot on goal, 40 metres out, 45 to 50 degree angle.
Well, he's a big-time player, isn't he, Kyle Martin? He can eat this one up, you would think.
Yeah, and the way he's played in this quarter too, he's really come into the game, so you'd have to back him in from here.
Just when Rowville had owned probably most of the second half of this quarter, they'd be spewing to see one go here now for the Bulls.
It's been a fluctuating game, hasn't it? No side has really dominated the play for more than 5 to 10 minutes.
So Kyle Martin, superstar player of the Eastern Football League, comes in now on the right boot. He's pushed it. He was lucky to scrape that in for a behind in the end. So Noble Park, they're being a bit wayward in front of goals this afternoon. Should have more of a handy lead. It's 12 scoring shots to 6 at the moment, but they only hold an 11-point lead, Damo.
Indeed, they have to take their opportunities here, particularly in a final. I know it sounds obvious, but it's a big, big thing.
So in the shadows of half-time, can Rowville sneak one last score in? Maybe not, because right now, gets the ricochet ball. His kick is okay as well to Anderson.
He's been good.
Has been very solid with his kicks inside 50. This time he just elects not to do that, though, to go to Gavin. Very dangerous, but Anderson helps mop the mess up. Handball now from Monaghan under all sorts of pressure. Rowville get the clearance only momentarily. It's going to be back in Noble Park's hands. Going with the flight was Tobin. Didn't take the mark, but followed up nicely. Anderson once again goes off the ground. Smart play as well. And they'll get a free kick here at right half forward for a high tackle in the hands of Keane. Too far out to score. He's about 70 from goal. He's got the lead short from Pete Peaver right. He goes no further than that. Actually, no, that is Peaver there. Sorry. Well, Ziggy Allwood had the initial lead. Now Ziggy gets involved. Missed the first handball, got the recovery, off to Mitchum, brought down, goes towards Fake in the left forward pocket, caught behind, but gets to the front position. Creates a chance now here for Allen, who squeezes a kick in, but it goes out of bounds on a full. So again, another anticlimactic finish to that 4-8 fort for Noble Park.
Catch your breath, Louie.
My goodness gracious, it's been a brilliant first semi-final this on EFL Game Day. 4-8-32 to 3-3-21 to Bendigo scoreboard. 11-point lead to the Bulls. Rowville again using that scoreboard wing area. Probably best to try the other way, maybe in the second half as the siren sounds to end another entertaining quarter of Division 1 EFL footy. Noble Park 4-8-32 to Rowville 3-3-21.
Fantastic game out here at Jubilee Park in Ringwood. If you're in the area, get down to see what is sure to be a very entertaining and dramatic finish to this Division 1 semi-final. Fantastic effort by Noble Park to lead by 11 points at half-time. Now at Eastbeld Reserve in the Division 3 preliminary final. Templestowe hold on to a 7-point lead. A great second turn there by the Dockers, 6-4-40 to Ringwood, 5-3-33. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast of 98.1 Radio Eastern and streaming live around the globe, EFL.org.au. We'll go back to our Radio Eastern studio for some sponsor messages and then be back out here where Wayne Brasher and Gus McLeod will step in and talk about it from another perspective from the voices in the crowd.
Dave and his mates are flying to the Gold Coast to watch their team play the Suns. Do they B, pay too much for a taxi, C, hope for an airport rail link this century, or D, get a lift from a mate and hope for the best when they fly home?
What about A, for A1 Airport Parking?
At A1 Airport Parking, get 2 days for $25, 3 days for $34, or get 7 days parking for just $69. And at just 5 minutes from the airport, they'll get you there in time for your flight and pick you up when you get home. Show your footy or sporting club membership anytime you park and get 10% off. A1airportparking.com.au.
Program sponsor.
जिंदगी से लुत्फअंदोज होते हुए
Świętować życie.
Го прославуваме животот.
Celebrating lives. Tobin Brothers Funerals speaks your language. At Tobin Brothers Funerals, they attend to every religion and culture and can speak 28 languages.
Celebrate la vie.
庆祝生命。
Find out more at tobinbrothers.com.au. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating diversity as they celebrate lives.
Program sponsor.
Join the EFL media team for unrivaled coverage of the Eastern Football League in 2016. The Huddle takes a light-hearted look at the league for 2 hours from 4:30 every Friday evening. From 1 p.m. Saturdays, EFL Gameday gives you play-by-play from the game of the round, as well as all the latest live scores from around the East. Then a full wrap of all games from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. every weekend on EFL Sunday. The EFL media team have it covered as you love it local in 2016. Nothing better than a companion to keep you up to date with all the latest when you're at the footy. Better still, one that fits in your back pocket. The Eastern Footballer is a must-read. All the latest information, team lists, feature articles and much, much more. Pick up your copy this weekend as you love it local across the Eastern Football League.
Hey man.
Yeah, man.
Hope we win this weekend.
Oh, I hope we win too. Because I want to kick some weekend goals at Pancake Parlour after the game.
Because if your AFL team wins, you can go in and get a free sweet pancake with any savoury menu item purchase.
Oh, free pancake. First your team wins and then your belly wins.
It's win-win, man.
Claim your free sweet pancake with any savoury item purchase just by showing your winning team's colours.
Or your team membership.
At any Pancake Parlour this weekend.
Oh, and don't forget, check out Facebook for this week's offer.
Lovely.
Program sponsor.
Chiropedic Mattress Factory Direct. It's the Aussie family company that's been manufacturing mattresses in Melbourne since 1991. They offer a huge range, and selected mattresses come with everyday deals like free delivery, old mattress removal, 30-day comfort guarantee, and up to 20 years warranty. Buy direct from the factory and never pay retail prices again. Chiropedic Mattress Factory Direct. Locations all around Melbourne and country Victoria. Or shop online 24/7 for mattresses, bases, beds, pillows, and custom-sized mattresses at chiropedic.net.au.
Program sponsor.
Join the Eastern Football League media team for full coverage of the 2016 EFL season. From 1 p.m. every Saturday, the team dissect each of the 22 senior matches on the warm-up. The action kicks off from 2 p.m. with the EFL Gameday broadcast bringing fans a full play-by-play call of the game of the round. From 5 p.m. it's back to the studio for the post-match and a full wrap of the day's games. EFL Gameday, 1 to 6 every Saturday afternoon as you love it local.
And we're back here on EFL Gameday at a Jubilee Park in the heart of Ringwood, and we have been treated to an absolute beauty of a first semi-final contest here in Division 1, with Noble Park holding a slender 11-point lead at the main break, 4-8-32. To Rowville, 3-3-21. It was 3 straight 18-2 behinds in Noble Park's favour at quarter time, and when Kyle Martin put through an absolute sizzler at the 12-minute mark of the second term to put the Bulls 21 points in front. You just felt that may well have been an opportunity for them to really build on that momentum. But the response, however, from Lachlan McDonald with his check side snap in the right forward pocket to get the first of Rowville's 3 on the board was absolutely sensational. As we now throw over to Jason Irvine for Chiropedic. Benny with the stats. Sorry for Choose Tap match stats with the stats that matter.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like Rowville had a lot more of the ball then. They definitely used the stoppages to their advantage, winning the clearance count. Noble Park did win the inside 50s eventually, but Rowville converted better with their inside 50 entries. In terms of the turnovers, Rowville did have the ball a lot more, but their turnovers were costly.
Yeah, that was the thing that they really will have to fix up in the second half to continue to bridge that gap. Thank you very much, Jason Irvine, for Choose Tap. And speaking of Chiropedic being, those 2 goals I mentioned from Martin and McDonald are our 2 top contenders for the Goal of the Day award, as we now welcome Wayne Brasher and Gus McLeod to get their thoughts on the proceedings thus far and what was a very entertaining and brutal first half. Brash.
Good afternoon, Louie. Good afternoon, listeners. Well, what an interesting contest we've had in this first half, I reckon, Louie. I just reckon Rowville have really, in essence, only played 5 minutes of football. The way I see it, Noble Park have basically controlled the contest and probably should be a lot further in front. 1-8 in the second quarter. Where that could come back and bite them is another thing. But getting down to the tin tacks of it, there's a couple of things that Rowville need to do in this second half that they're not doing well in this. Not doing well.
And in the Choose Tap match stats have really cost them dearly so far. And back to you, Brash. So you mentioned that Rowville really only played 5 minutes of good football. So
Yeah, look,
you attribute that to those 3 goals there. So that first, we probably had a bit of a sense that maybe the first 12 minutes that first term, maybe it was slightly in their favour. You probably see that differently. It was more of a 50-50 contest then.
Yeah, I did, because I actually felt both sides were feeling each other out. But the thing was, even in that early stage, there were chances there where Rowville could have put a little bump here, a little shepherd there, but they didn't do it. And I just sort of felt like that they were playing more for self-preservation than anything else. And they're relying on their small forwards to kick goals, and that's not going to win you games of footy.
You're not wrong there, Brash. And Noble Park have had the better of Rowville going into the forward line. But boys, one thing that's really concerning me is that you go into half-time, like you said, Brash, Rowville are only really playing 5 minutes of proper footy, and Noble Park have only managed to kick 4 goals, 8.
Yeah.
To Rowville's 3-3. And that just tells me that the Noble Park forwards have got to step up. Shane Allen's been excellent down forward. Probably a bit unlucky to get one paid against him in the goal square for a push in the back. But there's little things like that. If they want to go and take it to the likes of Balwyn and Vermont in weeks to come, and don't forget Rowville today, they've really got to kick goals, Brush. And it's been a familiar theme across EFL the last few weeks, is poor goal kicking.
Well, it is, but also too, Gus, we have to put it down to the fact that finals football is a different ball game altogether. And look, as so far as we've seen in the Division 1 game so far, the same as yesterday and the same as last week. And look, you're not going to get blowout games. I mean, that's just the nature of the beast. You know, we're talking 3 points yesterday, 16 points when Noble Park beat Doncaster, and we're talking 4 points last week. So, look, whilst I understand where you're coming from, we don't want to see a blowout, but by any stretch of the imagination, you also want to see a competitive game, and what we're getting at the moment is a competitive game, because both sides' disposal just leaves a lot to be desired.
Exactly right. But in saying that though, Brash, would you expect more from some of the players at Noble Park? They would be able to convert their opportunities?
Yes, I would. I mean, look, Shane Allen, but I also too, it depends on where you're getting the... This is a very, very hard ground at the best of times to kick goals from. You know, there are little quirky little wins that seem to appear when you don't see any flags flying. It's a really, really, it's a difficult ground. But I've always, and as long as I have followed EFL football, there is really only one way to play this ground, and you've got to control the midfield and have your full forward leading up the ground, straight up the ground, and your centre half forward dropping back into the goal square, that big centre half forward that can take the grab, because if you start getting forced wide, you're just never going to kick a goal.
We saw an opportunity from Cam Manuel, probably 40 metres out, slide angle, and he started it on the left-hand goal post, and it ended up going out of bounds on the full on the right-hand side.
And in essence, then, what you're saying, if you're looking at it like that, well, then he should have aimed for the left side, inside, behind post. But that's no guarantee. You know, the law of physics says that it needs a humongous swing, right, to go through the goal, and there's just no guarantee with that.
It's a very hard ground, and I believe, Louie, you got some Division 3 scores for us.
Yeah, we do. Around the grounds in the Division 3 preliminary final out at East Burwood Reserve. It's Templestowe 6-4-40 with a slender one-goal lead at half-time. Ringwood 5-4-34, so another enthralling finals contest there. To win it, of course, to play Upper Ferntree Gully next Sunday in the Division 3 Grand Final. And for those who have just tuned into us, we'll go through the stats again for Choose Tap. Back to Jason Irvine.
Noble Park won the hitouts for that quarter, but Rowville did have the upper hand on the clearances. Rowville won the clearances 9-5. Despite Rowville having a lot more of the ball in patches in that quarter, they did turn over the ball quite often, 13-5. However, Noble Park really kicked away in that quarter, and they got 18 inside 50s to Rowville's 6, but Rowville was just able to convert better with their inside 50s.
Thank you very much there, Jason Irvine. Well, the umpires are back out onto the ground. The two teams will be out shortly, and we'll take a short break, but make sure you stay locked on to our live stream on efl.org.au, or if you're with us via radio, 98.1 Radio Eastern, where you go local for your footy. Back after this short break.
Hey, man. Yeah, man. I've got some weekend goals. Like what? First, wake up around lunchtime. Oh, yeah. Second, go into Pancake Parlour and get one of their traditional breakfasts because it's served till 5 p.m. every day.
Oh, you got to go to Pancake Parlour for your weekend goals. Yeah, what else?
And then when I'm all full,
yeah, like in your belly,
just sit on the couch and watch me team kick some winning goals.
Bang, goal!
Oh, Pancake Parlour's weekend goals.
Up and about and lovely.
Program sponsor.
मेरे मुस्तकबिल के कुछ मंसूबे हैं.
Mam zaplanowano przyszłość.
I've also planned for the future. With the Tobin Brothers Funerals fixed price funeral plan, you can be sure your family won't be burdened with the cost of your funeral. Your life will be celebrated the way you want it, and the price is fixed forever.
Je l'ai prévu pour l'avenir.
Plan for the future today so you can relax and enjoy the journey with those who matter most. Find out more at tobinbrothers.com.au. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating diversity as they celebrate lives.
Program sponsor.
EFL.org.au is the place to be online for all the latest on the Eastern Football League. Keep up to date by checking out the latest news and feature articles. Have your say in the EFL poll. Check out all the latest EFL videos, and best of all, you can listen back to any EFL radio program at any time. Head to EFL.org.au. The Eastern Football League. Local footy at its best. A new time and a new team, driving you home in 2016. Join a brand new lineup for The Huddle as the gang take a light-hearted look at the Eastern Football League every Friday night. More importantly, the team will reveal the ins and outs for this week's round of matches. The Huddle, 4:30 to 6:30 every Friday evening as you love it local.
Hey man. Yeah, man. I've got some weekend goals. Like what? First, wake up around lunchtime. Oh, yeah. Second, go into Pancake Parlour and get one of their traditional breakfasts because it's served till 5 p.m. every day.
Oh, you gotta go to Pancake Parlour for your weekend goals. Yeah, what else?
And then when I'm all full,
Yeah, like in your belly.
just sit on the couch and watch me team kick some winning goals.
Bang!
Goal! Oh, Pancake Parlour's weekend goals.
Up and about and lovely.
Program sponsor.
Chiropedic Mattress Factory Direct for mattresses, bases, beds, electric beds, trundle beds, quality pillows, as well as custom-sized mattresses made to measure. Factory Direct locations around Melbourne and country Victoria. To keep up to date on the latest sales, fun facts and news, go to Facebook, search and like Chiropedic Mattress Factory Direct, and you'll join over 17,000 Facebook fans. Chiropedic Mattress Factory Direct. Buy direct from the factory and never pay retail prices again. Or shop online at chiropedic.net.au.
Program sponsor.
Dave and his mates are flying to the Gold Coast to watch their team play the Suns. Do they B, pay too much for a taxi, C, hope for an airport rail link this century, or D, get a lift from a mate and hope for the best when they fly home?
What about A for A1 Airport Parking?
At A1 Airport Parking, get 2 days for $25, 3 days for $34, or get 7 days parking for just $69. And at just 5 minutes from the airport, they'll get you there in time for your flight and pick you up when you get home. Show your footy or sporting club membership anytime you park and get 10% off. A1airportparking.com.au.
Program sponsor.
Never miss out on the latest information on the Eastern Football League through the league's social media channels. Live updates, information and scores through the league's Twitter account. The latest news and views on Facebook. Don't miss EFL Gameday or the Match Footage Hub on YouTube. And all those happy snaps on the league's Instagram account. Simply search Footy EFL. Join the Eastern Football League media team for full coverage of the 2016 EFL season. From 1 p.m. every Saturday, the team dissect each of the 22 senior matches on the warm-up. The action kicks off from 2 p.m. with the EFL Gameday broadcast bringing fans a full play-by-play call of the game of the round. From 5 p.m. it's back to the studio for the post-match and a full wrap of the day's games. EFL Gameday, 1 to 6 every Saturday afternoon as you love it local.
Welcome back out here to Ringwood Jubilee Park. It is the stage for the Division 1 semi-final between Rowville and Noble Park. The winner of today's game to go through and take on Balwyn out at Bayswater Oval next Saturday afternoon for a chance to take on Vermont the week after on the EFL's biggest stage. At half-time, the score here is Noble Park 4, 8-32. They've had 12 scoring shots as opposed to Rowville, who have only had 6, but 3-3-21 keeps them right in the mix, don't they, Damo?
Absolutely right. The Hawks have been fantastic, particularly in that second term with their pressure. I suppose they didn't quite use the ball efficiently in the first term and they were held goalless in the first quarter, but they really have lifted after quarter time. It is just intriguing as to whether Noble Park's missed opportunities will count against them later on in the game. It has been one of those games.
Still a 7-point lead to Templestowe out at Eastfield Reserve in the Division 3 preliminary final, 7-5-47 to Ringwood 6-4-40. So a really tight contest happening into Division 3, and we're hoping that this second half of Division 1 football is going to be just as close, Louie.
Indeed, and it's early stages of the third quarter in that preliminary final as well, as we're about to get underway to kick off the third quarter here at Jubilee Park in Ringwood. 11-point lead to Noble Park. Could have been more if they were Hawks accurate in the second term, but then again, Rowville were goalless for quite a fair chunk of this game. They did get 3 on the trot, so we'll see who can get the early ascendancy in this second half. It's Noble Park who get the early clearance. Orwin's gone forward to start things off. Almost took the mark there. Off hands. Kelly, can he grab it? No. Orwin does. A couple of quick handballs out. This is Martin, whose kick is just shanked off. And too cruel was the bounce for Harper. The ball goes over the line for a throw-in the left forward pocket for the Bulls.
Noble Park have always had that ascendancy in the clearances. They just have those key playmakers who can bring the ball forward so quickly.
Mason Crozier confirmed hamstring injury, will not take part any further in this game.
Big blow for the Hawks, that one. He's been out since the early stage of the first term. Martin, quick snap around the body, was brought down by Owsley. The umpire now will call for a ball up and a follow-up play here with Shane Allen, the last up with the footy.
I guess we'll find out when we go boundary side, boys, but do you think the Rowville would have talked about Kyle Martin's influence? Because he had a very good second quarter, and he's already had a couple of touches early in this quarter.
Something they have to work on. Big slide and great take from Joby. Off to Martin as if on cue, Brett. His kick, though, starts out right and it continues to go right. And it smacks the right-hand behind post. Not the first time that that particular behind post at the car park end has copped a whack from the football.
Almost a special comment of the year there, Brett.
That's his third touch in the space of, 60 seconds.
Cam Manuel coughed it up a little bit here. Got the handball out of Stapleton. Handball looking for McDonald over the top of his head. Eventually out to Bussy across the half-back line for the Hawks. Linking up in a series of handballs. They'll move up towards the wing position where Beston handball over the top. He was looking for Burns. Couldn't quite grab it. He'll go after it again there, Best. Fake was in there also on Hansenese. Daydone did well, and now Rowville clearing kick up towards the half-forward line. Beats all players. Garner, the big man, might be the first one to be able to trap this. Robertson read it well. Scrambling kick up towards the forward line. Bouncing football. Open goal square. Oh, just did it wrong at the last stage there. Oh, Morrison just said thank you very much as he gets it out wide. And now here's Jed. And now this could be coast-to-coast style here for the Noble Park Football Club. Up towards the half-forward line. Here's Allen. He's probably just out of range, screaming for some support. Inside forward 50, looking for Peever right. But in the front spot was his opponent there in Damian Garner, who takes off up into the middle of the ground. Bouncing football. Putting his teammate there in Burns under a lot of pressure. Stapleton now has it. Swings around on the right boot. It was an absolute shocker, but it might end up okay. For Robertson, little handball over the top. Here's big man Archer. Can he slam it? He can slam it straight into his opponent's face as it comes down. McDonald with the skills. McDonald with the skills. Oh, but he hit the pine.
He had a man on his own in the goal square too.
It's all happening here in the early parts of the third term. 3 minutes gone on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
And the pace isn't getting any slower, is it?
4-8-32, Noble Park 3-4-22. It's a 10-point ball game. Ball's already back out on the wing position here, and Kelly's up towards Ziggy Elwyn across the half-forward line for the Bulls.
And here goes the Zig as well, wasting no time. The kick towards Harper on his chest, but spoiled away. Brilliant work by Daniel Zajac. Hasn't had an easy task all afternoon, but he's been pretty well equal to it. Over the line and out of bounds around the intersection of the 50-metre arc and the boundary line. Noble Park's end, left of screen. If you're on the stream on EFL.org.au, the car park end of Jubilee Park.
Redo it.
You're with us on 98.1 Radio Eastern. You're going local for your football, as the umpire will have to redo it. Just pose himself, get down low, and put some good air into it. That's much better. Good throw. That's exactly what Michael Bussey said, because he was able to launch himself up to get the tap out. His father was Anderson. Tries to play a little bit of aerial ping pong with him, and now the follow-up play. It was Gent who had it, but lost it. The free kick goes to McDonald, who had the opportunity to kick the first goal of the third term only moments ago, but smacked the left-hand goal post. It's down the other end on this occasion as the kick goes up the line on the scoreboard wing. Players slipping over there, Frawley one of those. Good diving, desperate effort again to try and keep the ball alive. And we'll go over for a throw-in. Update at Templestowe and Ringwood.
Ringwood have kicked a goal, so it's only a 2-point ball game in the third term out in the preliminary final. 48-46 in the Dockers' favour.
Great local footy on today, that's for sure.
Absolutely value for money and then some, no matter where you are today. As the ball now trickles back into the centre. Rowville looking to build. It was too hot there for Manuel. He's had a bit of the fumbles in this third term already. As the ball now is locked up inside and will get a ball up. Gang tackling of Rowville, saving the day there despite the slippery hands of Manuel not being able to latch onto the footy. They get the clearance here. Do Rowville, courtesy of Stapleton. Great work from the big man there in Mitch Garner. The snap around the body by Burns is way out on the full in the left forward pocket. So Rowville again just squandering those opportunities forward. They look great when they go forward, but boy, they fall down badly when they're inside there as Morrison clears away.
So Morrison's kick out towards the half-back line. Martin was there at the fall of ball, linking handball over the top, stolen by Manuel, who fakes knees at about head height for Manuel, so high tackle was paid. Had such a great year, kicks it to the hot spot about 30 metres out from goal. ball hits the deck. Nicely done there. Tobin gets it away, and now here's Stewie Kemperman. He'll wind up on that familiar left boot up towards the wing position. It was a nice kick too. Got every bit of 40, 45 metres. Nice handball there from Hager. Did okay here. They're linking up along the boundary line. Now here's Leder on the left boot. Wants to swing it back into play.
Yes.
Oh, they're fast-paced here. Here's Best on the right boot. He'll kick
Much
it towards the
better.
Ghana direction. And the big man comes out and takes it on his chest. He's
There
just
we
going to
go.
pop it over into the goal square. And why wouldn't you? Because Burns was there. And that was excellent.
Mr. Burns, like.
Burns kicks a goal, and now the margin is back to 4 points here in the third term. 6.5 minutes gone on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Oh, what a stark contrast in this third term. It was so ferocious and physical in the first half, and yet in this third quarter, it's free-flowing.
Yeah, it's really open, isn't it? That was a brilliant passage of play, great play.
Just the way Rowville are opening it up is fantastic, and gee, they're a real chance now.
Absolutely they are. Mitch Garner playing the Waylon Smithers role to just give it over the top to Mr. Burns for the Joe the Goose. But it was well played, though, from Rowville. And that could be a contender for the Pancake Parlour Player of the Day award as well, as we are now at a 4-point ball game here in the Division 1 first semi-final in the Eastern Football League. Can't get any better than this as Noble Park get the clearance out. It's at right half forward. Shane Allen is there, but he's just a spectator in this contest. As we get a wrap up and a ball up. Last one up with the footy there for Rowville, Luke Diodone. He'll be front and centre for this one, as again, tap is won by Big Fake, but it's Frawley. Hands off here to Manuel. Manuel's kick inside the middle. Oh, well read. Tobin again, he's been solid down back and moving up through the middle as well. Intercept king at the moment today. And his pass is beautiful too to Luke Cody, the last minute inclusion into the Noble Park side for this contest. Too far out to score, one would think, at about 58 from goal. So he's set up in the Allen direction. Well read. And a beautiful mark taken, and he'll go back and line up on a 45-degree angle, but he's only about 20 from goal.
It's a very dangerous player, isn't he, Allen, that he read that ball superbly off the boot. Just knew where it was going to land.
He's kicked 41 goals for the year, Allen. Usually a sharpshooter up forward for the Bulls, so he read that one in nicely in flight. It's been drifting left to right all afternoon, but he'll be certainly hoping after that second quarter fade-out kick that this one goes straight through Louie.
On the left, more conventional this one. He's pumped, and the Bulls faithful to pump as well. Allen gets his second, the first multiple goal kicker of either side this afternoon, and Noble Park get that bit of breathing space back. 5-8-38 to Rowville, 4-4-28 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, 9 gone third term.
Just eases the pressure, doesn't it, Brett, for the Bulls? They were
Certainly
under the
does,
pump.
yeah, absolutely. And also good to see them get that goal because they missed a lot of opportunities in that first half, so they need to convert some of these chances.
So we've gone almost 9.5 minutes here in third term. Things certainly heating up in the grandstand and around. Chiropedic betting boundary riders have the best seat in the house. Inside ball 50, Robinson capes out, gives a little handball away. That was nicely done there, Bull. And now they'll get out of trouble here. Noble Park up towards the half-back line, out towards the Anderson direction. Had quite a second term and couldn't get rid of the football then. Fantastic tackle by Matty Davey. So to bring the superstar Anderson down. So Rowville looking to go forward once again. Stapleton. Ringwood have hit the front by 3 points out at East Burwood. It's goal for goal out there. As the ball's in the arms of Allen. For Rowville, inside forward 50, he goes, or outside, but Archer comes out and he might just be beyond him, the big man, but we know he's got a lot of purchase on his boot, so pretty sure he'll go back and try and have a ping from here.
He's going to work it back perhaps from right to left here, BWS, given we saw what with Kyle Martin, how he managed to bring that ball from one post to the other.
I like the fact that he's backing himself in from this distance as well. So knows his capabilities, knows his range. Starts his approach now. He'll kick from about 53 metres out. Archer starts it right. That is a beautiful kick. Does it come back enough? It doesn't. I'll tell you what, it was coming and coming, but through for one behind, 4-5-29. It's a 9-point ball game. Rowville are trailing Noble Park 5-8-38, and they waste no time either. The Bulls quick to bring it back into it. Stapleton probably could have taken a mark.
Boundary.
Over the top of his head it goes as we cross down boundary side, thanks to Chiropedic betting. Here's Steve White.
Yeah, Liam Toman from Noble Parks is having some work done on his right hamstring. Had some done in the first quarter as well, so he's off the ground currently.
Big blow if he can't get back on in a hurry, Toby. He's done a mountain of work down back for the Bulls so far this afternoon as we get a restart here. Good little hands in close spaces. It was Birdie who releases Ziggy Orwin now to a pretty open forward line. Harper at the front. That is a beautiful mark, that one. Could be a part of the finish of a good play chain here. Cody runs into the open goal. Thank you very much. Pancake Parlour player of the day. And A1 Airport Park in Market Day contender also to Harper with that contested one at the front. All in the one passenger play there. Great response by Noble Park. 6-8-44 to Rowville. 4-5-29 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Great football and advertising exposure there in the one breath. Fantastic play there from the Bulls. And I tell you what, their transition from one end to the other has just been crisp this afternoon.
Great call, Louie. Temple style fit back 8-8-56. They nail lead by 4 points over Ringwood. 8-4-52. Deep into the third term out there, almost time on at Eastfield Reserve. So ball back in the middle here. Can Rowville answer the new challenge? Garner will go up against Wright. Garner got the knockdown that time. He'll go after it again. Anderson got a little flick on it. McDonald out wide. He found Davey. Has a little bounce. Archers are back. He might have a shot on goal here, Davey. Will this float all the way? Nicely done there from Morrison. He got back just in the nick of time. Got a knock on it. Archer's still in there. Still a hot footy around 20 metres out from goal. And speaking of Archer, he'll swing around on the right. Bam! Goal as well. Well, he was just there waiting for it. He was after it, waited for it, received it and kicked it. Fantastic reply from the Rowville Football Club. Bendigo Bank scoreboard sees them move up to at the 13.5-minute mark. They are 5-5-35. And Noble Park 6-8-44, back to a 9-point ball game.
So it's very much a case of anything you can do, I can do better. It's tit for tat, isn't it? Fantastic stuff.
Certainly a contender also for the Chiropedic betting goal of the day from the big man. Read the play well. He just was there in the right spot, and the third time lucky he got it.
Geez, how much more has this game got? We're loving every minute of it. The excitement continues to build as Rowville now look to build on possible two-goal chain here. Good pass from Owsley, who got the handball received from Michael Best. And now the mark taken by Robert McEwen.
Short pass is
on.
on.
He would have thought he was fancy from there. He didn't think so, so he's gone the short pass to Leader. And Dylan Leader, I should say, will line it up. Slight angle, only about 35 out from goal.
Well, just when you thought Noble Park had a handy buffer, the Hawks have moved forward and their clearance work was magnificent on that occasion.
I'm going to back him in here.
I'll be with you all the way, BWS, even if we fail. This one is right through the middle. And the goal umpire saw that with both barrels all the way up. Didn't have to move stride. And Rowville are back within 3 points here. 6-5-41 to 6-8-44 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. 15 gone, third quarter. What's next?
Probably deserved the goal. It was a great lead-up, wasn't it? Good strong mark and a fantastic finish.
Absolutely, and you just get the sense with this fluctuation. Rowville in this third term have had the game played on their terms. It's far more free-flowing between these two.
Absolutely, and as you say, not so much contested as it was in the first half. You'd be a brave man to put any money on this game at the moment. It's a very tight one, tough one to call.
Comes out Brawley, they're peppering the Hawks inside, looking for Archer on the bounce, couldn't quite trap it.
Give it to him.
That was okay, his leader just kicked the last goal, kick was smothered. Now the Bulls a little chance to get out. Strongly taken, Bull in the tackle, but got the handball out wide. Comes out now towards Tim Kelly, who was quick to get the handball away to Martin, who linked up well there with Keane. He had clean skills to get it up to the half-forward line, then worked himself out of a phone booth. Cody, well, hasn't he been a welcome inclusion to his side towards Mate? What a beautifully weighted kick that was. Bergen knew where it was going to go, and he just slotted in the big dinosaur to take the mark about 35 metres out, directly in front.
Once again, Noble Park's transition from the back, just absolutely fantastic. It's been a feature of the game.
Wasn't that a brilliant kick too to Big Ferguson's advantage?
It certainly was. Pinpoint, wasn't it?
It's like a ghost just sneaking through. wandering forward.
So Virgum comes in now on the right boot, and he got up high, he did not move. It was double post height, that one sailing through, and Noble Park, they get the answer on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, and they increase their lead back out to that safety 9 points, 7-8-50 to Rowville, 6-5-41.
Brilliant play there from Virgum Fake, though, just wandering forward. He read the play very well, found space at the back, and that was a well-weighted kick to him.
Been impressed with Cody's work across the half-forward line today, presenting well, and when he's got the touch, he's certainly done something with it as well.
Just threading the eye of the needle with that pass too to Fake to set him up for the set shot goal as well. So Noble Park with all the answers at the moment, but Rowville certainly banging on that door. The Bulls get the clearance here.
Nice.
A little dip tap here to Kelly. Kelly sets up.
Bang!
Just when you thought we'd reached maximum fever pitch here at Jubilee Park, we break through the barrier. Another sizzling goal there for Noble Park. Finished off by Tim Kelly, but what about the depth work from the Zigster on that one?
Oh, he is a sensation, Ziggy Owen. That was brilliant play. Just read it so superbly, the situation. He knew if he grabbed it with the two hands, he was going to get caught in the tackle.
Yeah, it was brilliant, wasn't it? Great thinking.
I'll put that one down as another contender for the Pancake Parlour Player of the Day award there.
Yes, they're going to be hard to judge.
It's going to be, we might need another week to get these awards out, I think. 8-8-56 to 6-5-41 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. BWS to bring us back in.
So Big Virgum goes back, it came down, Garner got it away, Manuel looking for Frawley, it was intercepted that time there by Bertay. Gets it across wide, so the Bulls another chance to just size things up. Nice little smother there by McDonald, came in there, Bull, but then it was Bussy, sorry, not the Bussy, Davey who came in, little handball over the top, then lays a strong tackle on Monaghan, who hits the deck with Frawley, giving him a nice bear hug. And we'll have a bounce just inside the centre square. Almost centre half forward here for the Rowville Football Club. 18 minutes gone, they're trailing by 15 points.
Corrigan Sean seems to be down here for the Bulls. He's been attended to by the trainers.
Yes, Sean Corrigan. Just use your mirror, Damo.
It's written back to front.
I know. Well,
I knew that was a strange name on a piece of paper.
Templestowe by 3 points over Ringwood out at Eastbeld Reserve. Umpire throws it up. Ball's kick was smothered. Well done there. Handball out wide from Bertay. Found Monaghan on the right boot. Up towards the wing position. He goes. Garner of the Damian variety. Read it well. A little handball back. Had some support across the half-back line, and now the Hawks can reload. Up towards the half-forward line it goes. Big fly over the back there from Morrison at the fall of the ball. They'll get the kick up towards the Bendigo Bank. Big spoil that time over his opponent, Andrew Bertay. And over she goes for a boundary throw-in.
Gee, I love the intensity of those players. They're going in 100%.
Garner versus Fake. On the boundary, throw in here. Wrestling for position, Garner got the front spot eventually. Ball hits the deck and we'll have another bounce. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast on 8.1 Radio Eastern and streaming live around the globe, efl.org.au. A huge clash out at Eastbeld Reserve today. The preliminary final, Templestowe and Ringwood, a 3-point lead to the Dockers. Anyone's game as Virgin Fake looks to set his side to go forward through the middle, Louie.
From the free kick there as well, all in the target. Big leap over the top from Seedsman though, but he hasn't got the cavalry to support him. Noble Park do. Short kick is okay here to Kelly. So Kelly just stuck inside the centre square for the moment. We call the play on now. Comes wide to the Zigster. He's got it. Had to beat two and did nicely.
It's congested.
Like when you're Ziggy Orr, you can make it look easy as well. Second nature for those type of marks. Short ball into Anderson. Still about 70 out from goal though. Calling for the lead now. Fake's gone back as well. It's in his direction. 3 to beat. Almost took it. At the back though, Zajac. Got the hands free.
Nice kick.
Kick comes out for Rowville. Beautiful kick too. Stapleton takes the mark. Plenty of players on in the middle, and that's where he goes. Good option there. Handball over the top from Davey. He's okay, but he just made Mitch Garner stand in the mud there. And another vital turnover here. Monahan, short ball is good. Finds Cody. Cody looking to go on. Just stops for the moment. Has Kelly short. Got him. Still too out far up the score, however. Still 70 from goal. Kelly off his mark now. Loads up. Top of the square. Harper! From 3 deep. Takes a beauty.
A1 Airport mark of the day so far to Harper. Fantastic fly. Third man up. Just
yes,
read the
indeed.
flight of it magnificently.
That he did, and that's his second contender as well. He had that brilliant contested mark a few moments ago as well, which set Cody up for the play of the day as well, and he puts this one through to finish off the great work. Harper has his second, and Noble Park now out to arguably the biggest lead of the game now on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. 9-8-62 to Rowville, 6-5-41. We've ticked the time on here in the third quarter.
Real coach killer for Pete Baston there too, because Rowville were going forward. They looked likely. They turned the ball over, and bang, goal down the other end.
It's going to be interesting to see how Rowville have responded. They have all day, but whether they can replicate that effort here when they're 21 points down, it'll be certainly a test of character.
Boundary.
So ball back in the middle, Bussy versus Wright. That time came down, Robertson took it, handball over the top. Chasing after it first there was Jemper. Nicely done there by Bussy, did it all himself on the right boot, floating kick up towards the forward pocket, but Robertson was there. Handball over the top, that was good play, found Morrison. Goes further afield and the Bulls have the numbers just to slow things down. The mark's been taken by Tyson Mitchum, who got a fair old bit of rub work at half time. Kicks it up towards the wing position now. Stewie Kemperman was in there. Nice tackle over the top of him by Ousley. But Kemperman released the football, so good umpiring there from the Bulls. Came out keen, got it to right, and now Anderson has it about 70 metres out from goal. Inside he goes, looking for Harper! The man of the moment. Timmy Harper comes out, and he's definitely going to have a shot from here. He'll kick from about 42 metres out. It's a difficult-ish angle, but
he's hot.
He's certainly hot. 42 goals for the year, and every player just screaming for him just to have a ping at this one. They lead currently by 21 points. It'll be very difficult if this one goes through for Rowville to claw themselves back into this one. Harper comes in, he kicks it high. It's coming back beautifully. What a fantastic kick that was. He found the spot, he hit it, and he slammed through his third goal. Noble Park, well, they've answered the challenge in this third term, haven't they, on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. 10-8-68, out to a 27-point lead now. 6-5-41. Let's cross down boundary side to Gav Casey, thanks to Chiropedic betting.
If all these goals aren't hurting Rowville, Mark Seedsman has done a groin strain. He's been a bit ginger on the boundary, but he's gone straight to full forward where he's going to be limited in his capacity.
Gee, they say the third quarter's the championship quarter, so to speak, but Tim Harper's really imposing himself, isn't he? He's stepped up. I mean, 3 goals now and a real presence up forward.
11-point lead to Templestowe out at Eastfield Reserve in the Division 3 preliminary final, and Rowville go forward.
To the courtesy of Owsley with the clearance out of the middle, holding free kick here. So Rowville ball, and it'll be Mitch Garner, who's resting forward for the time being. Done a mountain of ruck work today. He'll go back and line up. And there's no question at all that this is an important kick, considering the role at Noble Park have been on the last 5 minutes, most especially Tim Harper, who's taken this game as his own in the last 10. So here comes Mitch Garner. The approach, only half decent. Left for one behind.
He needed that one.
So the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, Rowville 6-6-42. Noble Park 10-8-68. Short pass in's good for Ziggy Alwyn. Alwyn can go short again if he wants to Bull. He does in the end. It wasn't his preferred option initially, which made Bull have to run back from right to left. He got the mark in any case. Off to Morrison now. Hard up against the boundary line. Slightly outside defensive 50, left half back. And a bit of possession play here, back to Bull. He'll use Ziggy again. So Ziggy right in front of his defensive goal square. Switching play to the scoreboard side now. It's really opened up here for Noble Park if they can run on. In the hands of Trent Robertson. He's held up for the moment. Good work on the mark by Callum Burns. But he sees what he likes here with Kelly. Now, did he get a little shove in the back end? No! Said the umpire. Interesting one, but Diodani did enough not to infringe heavily on that occasion. Short ball into Stapleton. Can Rowville hit one on the rebound here? Off to Leader. Leader links up here with Hill. It's just terrible play again from the Hawks. Another letdown. Anderson now looking to make them pay. The switching kick the right half forward. Mark missed there by Hagger. Here's an opportunity at the back for Gent, but he can't quite get onto it. Hagger recovers beautifully. Breaks away as well with a bounce. On centre wing, kicks the left half forward. Another letdown, no, in the Mitch Garner direction. Getting back here, Robertson just shrugs a tackle. Off to Morrison now. Off a step. Left foot kick. Okay, but read beautifully though by Stapleton. Or was it a shove? No. Well, the Noble Park faithful thought it was a shove, but in any case, play-on's a call. Bussy. Kick long to no one in particular. Another Rowville letdown.
Kick goes out. Kyle Martin's got some space now across the defensive arc. Short pass was on. It was nicely chopped up there by Best, but they've got the numbers. The handball came out wide to Cody. Hasn't he had some sort of a third term up towards a half-forward line? A little bit of holding happening there. Daniel Zajac to take the free kick against Harper. So Zajac goes backwards. Hill takes it, gives it to his teammate Hagger, who's under a lot of pressure there. He gave it back to Hill. Timmy Kelly just came in and said, "Thank you very much, I'll have this one." Might just be beyond his range here, Kelly. He's already kicked one goal. Short passes on. They might be able to just run into an open goal here, the Bulls. Shot on goal. And a fantastic shot on goal as well. Another one on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. And they are running away with this game now out to a very handsome 32-point lead on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. 11-8-74 to 6-6-42.
Wasn't that brilliant play there for the Bulls? 32 points the margin. The floodgates surely have opened now, Brett.
I think they have, yeah. So it's going to be hard to see Rowville coming back from this. They just seem to have, sorry, the Bulls have just got right on top.
Templestowe by 9 points out at Eastfield Reserve at 3/4 time. In this game, well, it was only within a kick 10 minutes ago, and Noble Park have just gone into that extra gear. Ball back in the middle. Up, will they get another go here? Up towards the half-forward line, dropping the football, or a free kick going the way of the Bulls. It will be Mitchell Gent on the right boot. Up towards Anderson, favourite son of the Noble Park Football Club. Let's see Martin going forward. Why not kick it towards a Harper direction? Big fly over the back to create the spoil look to Doan, and over she goes for a boundary throw in. Right forward pocket.
Out of the full.
Must have come off a player's boot there, so it'll be to Doan to bring it back in from the back pocket.
Long quarter this one. We're up to 29 minutes.
You would think as far as the Hawks are concerned, they may just want that three-quarter time siren to blow. They are right up against the wall here. Almost on a rope-a-dope kind of situation for them as Hill takes the mark. Switches play now to the grandstand side. Bussy in possession. The short low-pin kick, and there is the siren. Just in time for Rowville before further pain could be inflicted by the experience of the finalist specialists in Noble Park, who had a brilliant third term there. 7 goals straight, if you don't mind, to go to 11-8-74 to Rowville 6-6-42 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Hope you're enjoying the broadcast on 98.1 Radio Eastern and streaming live around the globe at EFL.org.au. Viewers in Darwin and Thailand this afternoon. A big shout out to those guys out at Eastfield Reserve in the Division 3 preliminary final. It is Templestowe holding on to a 9-point lead at three-quarter time. We'll keep you right up to date with those scores as they progress right through the final term, as we'll be back with the big final term out here at Jubilee Park between Noble Park and Rowville, with Noble Park a 32-point lead.
Dave and his mates are flying to the Gold Coast to watch their team play the Suns. Do they B, pay too much for a taxi, C, hope for an airport rail link this century, or D, get a lift from a mate and hope for the best when they fly home?
What about A for A1 Airport Parking?
At A1 Airport Parking, get 2 days for $25, 3 days for $34, or get 7 days parking for just $69. And at just 5 minutes from the airport, they'll get you there in time for your flight and pick you up when you get home. Show your footy or sporting club membership anytime you park and get 10% off. a1airportparking.com.au.
Program sponsor.
EFL.org.au is the place to be online for all the latest on the Eastern Football League. Keep up to date by checking out the latest news and feature articles. Have your say in the EFL poll. Check out all the latest EFL videos, and best of all, you can listen back to any EFL radio program at any time. Head to EFL.org.au. The Eastern Football League. Local footy at its best. Nothing better than a companion to keep you up to date with all the latest when you're at the footy. Better still, one that fits in your back pocket. The Eastern Footballer is a must-read. All the latest information, team lists, feature articles and much, much more. Pick up your copy this weekend as you love it local across the Eastern Football League.
How would you like to be celebrated?
I could put together a really cool playlist.
Frank Sinatra.
Elton John.
Beethoven.
John Lennon.
Boy bands.
A lot of 90s.
I'd certainly not be opposed to people dancing.
Finger food.
Party pies.
Homemade pickles. I'd like some cakes. There will be fairy bread.
Drinks.
I have a thing for pink lemonade.
And lots of coffee.
At Tobin Brothers Funerals, they know that every life is unique and they think that every celebration should be too. Find out more at tobinbrothers.com.au. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Program sponsor.
Hey, man.
Yeah, man.
Hope we win this weekend.
I hope we win too. Because I want to kick some weekend goals at Pancake Parlour after the game.
Because if your AFL team wins, you can go in and get a free sweet pancake with any savoury menu item purchase.
Oh, free pancake. First your team wins and then your belly wins.
It's win-win, man.
Claim your free sweet pancake with any savoury item purchase just by showing your winning team's colours.
Or your team membership.
At any Pancake Parlour this weekend.
Oh, and don't forget, check out Facebook for this week's offer.
Lovely.
Program sponsor.
Chiropedic Mattress Factory Direct. It's the Aussie family company that's been manufacturing mattresses in Melbourne since 1991. They offer a huge range, and selected mattresses come with everyday deals like free delivery, old mattress removal, 30-day comfort guarantee, and up to 20 years warranty. Buy direct from the factory and never pay retail prices again. Chiropedic Mattress Factory Direct. Locations all around Melbourne and country Victoria. Or shop online 24/7 for mattresses, bases, beds, pillows, and custom-sized mattresses at chiropedic.net.au.
Program sponsor.
Join the Eastern Football League media team for full coverage of the 2016 EFL season. From 1 p.m. every Saturday, the team dissect each of the 22 senior matches on the warm-up. The action kicks off from 2 p.m. with the EFL Gameday broadcast bringing fans a full play-by-play call of the game of the round. From 5 p.m. it's back to the studio for the post-match and a full wrap of the day's games. EFL Gameday, 1 to 6 every Saturday afternoon as you love it local.
Three-quarter time here at Jubilee Park in Ringwood in the first semi-final of the Division 1 of the Eastern Football League, and Noble Park have 1 foot into next week's preliminary final to take on Balwyn with a 32-point lead at three-quarter time. Just before I run through the goal kickers for each side, we'll go to Jason Irvine for Choose Tap and the stats that matter.
Rowville won the inside 50 count for that quarter. They won it 13-10, but as seen on the scoreboard, their efficiency inside the forward 50 is costly for them, and they had 8 turnovers to Noble Park's 6. Rowville also led the hitouts 11-7, and the free kick count was 6-5 in favour of Rowville as well.
Yeah, so not too much in favour from the umpires whistle for both sides, which is always a good thing. Thank you very much, Jason. So those goal kickers now. Harper, what a quarter. You talk about a premiership quarter.
Yeah.
He lived up to every billing of that with 3 goals and a couple of A1 Airport Mark of the day contenders as well. 2 goals each to Kelly and Allen. Singles to Martin, Ziggy Orwin, Cody and Fake. While for Rowville, 2 goals to Archer and singles to McDonald, Bussey, Burns, Frawley and Leader. Before we get the thoughts on that third term from Damian Watson and Brett Beston, a score update out at East Burwood Reserve, the preliminary final of Division 3 at 3/4 time. Templestowe 9-9-63, hanging on for dear life over Ringwood 8-6-54. That one set to go right down to the wire. Fellas, have Rowville got anything left in them? The injury concerns seem to be taking their toll as well.
It's going to be tough, isn't it, to come back from here? But really, I mean, it was the Bulls in that quarter. A fantastic performance by them. Kyle Martin just kept going about his business. We talked about Big Timmy Harper with those 3 goals. And really, someone has to lift for Rowville and just have to be the spot. Maybe someone like a Seedsman, someone like that. But the first sort of 5 minutes of this quarter are going to be very telling. A couple of quick goals to Rowville, though, and we could be, we could have a game again.
Well, it has been one of those fluctuating contests, hasn't it? You wouldn't rule out a Rowville comeback. It'll be interesting to see, as you mentioned, in those first 5 minutes whether they can build up the foundation for such a comeback. But with Noble Park, they've been too strong in the clearances, and their ball use and efficiency has been far more polished than Rowville throughout the entire game.
Yeah, and of course we said to you that the game was a lot more open in that third quarter, and it seemed to suit Noble Park more than Rowville.
Cross down now to boundary side for Chiropedic betting.
Yeah, thanks, boys. I'm with Nick Fogarty. Mick, your message to the boys at 3/4 time?
Just to make sure that we're ready for when they come, because they'll come at us and they'll come at us hard. They did it at their ground when we played them, and they were able to get some really good inside 50s and hurt us in transition when we probably just dropped off a little bit. But the message was strong today to not drop off and make sure that our group know what's at stake. We're the preliminary final at stake here. We've set the game up in that third quarter, 7 straight from 12 inside 50s. So now we must make the most of it.
Thanks, Mick. Best of luck.
Oh, how about that?
Oh, he's on fire, Mick Fogarty.
Right
really
between the
fired
eyes.
up for this final term. In last quarter, Templestowe lead by 12 points over Ringwood, Louie.
That one set to go down to the wire. Can Rowville bring themselves back into this contest as the final quarter gets underway? They get the opening clearance here, but it might be only for a split second as Dorr releases Martin. Martin on the scoreboard with big kick into Pete Fever right. And a beautiful lead too from the big man.
Hasn't had it all his own way today, Pever. I think to go back and potentially slot this one through will do him, give him a mountain of confidence.
He's backing himself. Certainly hasn't stopped trying all day though, Big Pever. And he's only got one thing on his mind, and that is to put this over the goal umpire's hat. From 60. Big kick. Good kick.
Oh!
Kick as well! How's that to bring yourself back into the game, Pever? A thump and a half from 60 deep. And the first minute of this final turn, the Bendigo Bank scoreboard reads Noble Park 12-8-80, Rowville 6-6-42.
Oh, how about that?
That was some kick, wasn't it?
Boundary.
It's crossed down boundary side to Gav Casey, thanks to Chiropedic Betting, who was over at the Rowville huddle at 3/4 time with Peter Bastonak.
Yeah, well, that first goal will hurt because he was talking about the task that they probably haven't lived up to. They've got to be bold now, contest to contest. Forwards got to move out. They've got to outnumber, and they've got to carry the ball into 50.
Fake down the throat of Giobi up towards the half-forward line where Pever goes after it again. He gets pushed towards the boundary line. Daniel Zajac right on his hammer. Over she goes, 20 metres out from the Noble Park goal line, leading this game by 38 points.
He's a confidence player, isn't he, Pever, right? Once he's on fire and once he gets a bit of confidence up his belt, he's hard to stop.
Well, we've seen that with Tim Harper, haven't we? I mean, the first couple of quarters pretty quiet, didn't do a whole lot, and then bang, 3 goals, and he's suddenly one of the heroes in the game.
Pye throws it in now. Garner with the back spot. Came out Anderson, trapped it for Noble Park. Snaps around the body, but nicely done there by Damian Garner, just to take the chest mark. Last line of defence.
He's been good.
Yeah, he's been a rock for a long time. Love the 70 styles haircut as well as he kicks it outside, looking for Archer, looking for his brother there in Mitch. At the fall, the ball it comes down. Morrison got dispossessed, almost could have been ping for that one. Fake came in to lend a hand. Handball out wide to Gent. Came back in. Kemperman. And the umpire said, sorry, it wasn't Kemperman, it was Bull. Wondering why Stewie had come so far up the ground as Fake. Little left-hand flick, worked out okay here. Anderson picks it up. Has a little bit of time, more than what he probably thought he did in the end. Kicks it in towards the Kelly direction over the head of his head. It goes and over and out for a boundary throwing, 40 metres out from the Noble Park goal line, leading this game by 38 points, 3 minutes gone on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Templestowe holding on to a 12-point lead out at East Build Reserve against Ringwood in the Division 3 preliminary final. Try to bring the ball back in a little while for this one. Front spot there, right, did well. Anderson gave a little slap down. That was good play. He's Gent on the right boot, kicks it towards the Harper direction. He had the back spot, but he roved it well and he kicked the Perla. Chiropedic betting goal of the day, forced the spoil and then roved his own footy and then dribbled it through from point blank range. And Harper on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, well, he's kicked his 4th goal of the day.
That's right.
And Noble Park are going to win this game and go through to next week. I'm calling it over.
Fat lady singing BWS.
Yeah, she's warming up the lungs. Don't you worry about that. She had a coffee at 3/4 time, but now it's a 44-point margin. I can't see Rowville doubling and more their score from this point in.
Does she take requests?
What would you like, Red?
I'll get back to you.
She's got quite the vocal range, she has, but we'll hold her off just for the moment here. Martin, dispossessed. As the ball comes up to centre wing on the grandstand side. Great bullocking work from the man who's got that name in Bull, playing for the Bulls. Handbars out, Robertson to
Vicky.
Martin in the Alwyn direction. Great fist again from Damian Garner. As Rowville look to clear here, Burns. Handball, and now the kick. Short to Frawley. Frawley into the middle. Not a great kick at all. Chance out here for Jobby. Finds some space now, loads up on the left boot, goes towards Harper, and why not? This time, no. Sajak in the lead, but only for the moment. Harper handball through the legs of Balwyn. You're bold, you're gone. Timmy at the back. Tim Kelly has his 3rd. Noble Park 14-8-92, Rowville 6-6-42 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. 5 gone, final term, 50 points. That's enough.
Bit like the Rowville defence, you scared the grandstand there, Louie.
They're still stunned.
One of the most pleasing things about the Bulls, of course, they pretty much got this game won, and we can see that on the scoreboard, but they're not giving up, are they? They're still playing as hard, and they really want to stick the knife in rather than just easing off and just coasting to the finish line.
Ringwood are peppering out at East Beld Reserve, missing some easy shots. Templestowe holding on to a 4-point lead, 15 minutes into the final term. An absolute cracker happening out there as the ball comes down, fake up the knockdown. Frawley dives on top of it and stacks on the mill, sees another stoppage and the ball up in the middle of Jubilee. Quick restart. Garner will give that one to him. Came out Owsley, tried to take on the tackler and was threw it away. Here's Shane Allen, winds around on the left boot. Ziggy Allen out in front, who just is happy to pull it up and show the crowd that he's the man that's going to have this next shot on goal.
Probably a bit upstage today, Ziggy, isn't he?
Well, he's kicked one. Margins at 50 points.
But a great presence, though, up forward.
Yeah. So they'd love to put this one through and then probably just take the foot off the gas for the remainder of the term. They're already looking towards next week. Ziggy Alwan, what an absolute cracking kick that was. The goal umpire did not move. 2 goals on the board to Ziggy Alwan. And on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, Noble Park, well, haven't they come out firing in this last turn? Almost 7 minutes gone now, 15-8-98. Leading this game by 56 points, 6-6-42 Rowville.
How was the celebration from Alwyn? He put his hand up in the morning and the ball went through for a goal a week later. Sensational.
He called it.
Hang time.
Rowville are just bereft of confidence, though, in this final term. Even when they tried to clear the ball out of their defence, they just didn't have much system or conviction.
It's party time, you feel, now for Noble Park. As much as I hate to say it from a Rowville point of view, another clearance here. Mitchum this time. Alwyn again. Sense of occasion. Handball was good too to Allen. Handball over the top from Martin was clever. Ricochets back to him on the left. Not this time. One behind only to Kyle Martin. 1 goal, 2 for the afternoon. Noble Park almost ready to raise the bat for the ton here. They're on 99. Don't get too nervous. They do have a 57-point buffer, though.
I think the champagne's coming off ice as we speak.
Indeed, and we're only at the nearly 8-minute mark of this final term as the ball comes out to the right half-back flank for the Hawks. Alwyn bustling through, draws the crowd, and eventually Frawley, the last man, to wrap him up. And the umpire says, okay, give it to me.
I don't think the Bulls will be like Michael Slater and drop it at 99, would they?
No. Or Shane Warne when he had his only real opportunity to get a century in his batting career against New Zealand. Went for the tonk. No, as Rowville up to right half forward. Big sliding desperation there from Stapleton. He loses it. Here comes Robertson. He's been brilliant today. Robertson up to left half forward. Brilliant mark. I reckon it should be paid to Martin there. His right boot half dislodged as well as he goes after it.
Can't underestimate the power of that mark. It was a tumbling punt, and he certainly read the ball well. Took it on the way down as he slid.
Very crafty work from a very crafty footballer who has tasted football at the highest level, a former Magpie, as he comes in towards big fake. Vergum serves around the body. He wants in on a Chiropedic betting goal of the day as well. A good night's sleep after a great goal, and plenty of players have put them hand up for that good night's sleep as well. Now fake one of them. Big snap from the big man. 9 minutes gone, final term. Bendigo Bank scoreboard reads Noble Park 16-9-105, Rowville 6-6-42.
Brilliant work again, wasn't it? Roved his own ball, great kick, and tell you what, they just, as I say, Noble Park playing as hard as they are now, as they did at the start of the game.
There was nothing fake about that snap. Brilliant. How about the Noble Park supporters getting behind it? They just ooze
they're
confidence.
pretty happy, aren't they? It's fair to say, but rightly so. They have been absolutely superb in the third quarter, towards the end of the third quarter, and now.
Heeding the message of Mick Fogarty at three-quarter time, who said that forget about our big putt, but we want to build on it. Alwyn takes the mark at centre half forward, goes long. Harper's there, goes the one hand, but this time it's a bridge too far for him, and it sails through for a behind. Credit that one to Ziggy.
Almost becoming like goal kicking practice, isn't it? To see who can nail the most.
Which is unfortunate for Rowville because they have not stopped trying all day, but they certainly sense now that the task is pretty much impossible, and that sums up the day right there. Called to play on, and forgetting that he had not kicked it to himself before getting out of the goal square. So a ball up right in front of the goal face for Noble Park. Rucks go at it, fake against Damian Garner. Ball now cleared away by Allen. Allen out to right half back. They've loved using that scoreboard side all day. Rowville, it's going to come unstuck yet again for him. Tobin launches from 50 and faked again. You taking it? Yes, the umpire says you had enough of it. And while this one has been put to bed in Division 3, it's more than truly well alive. Templestowe 10-15-75, Ringwood 10-8-68, a 7-point differential there as they almost approach time on in the final quarter out at East Burwood. That one right to the wire. As this one now from Vergen fake. Regardless of whether the mark was fake, the goal is certainly real. And the two fingers go up from the umpire. 17-10, 112 to 6-6-42 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. 12 gone final term.
7-point margin on that game, and a 70-point margin in this game.
I don't think you could have picked that half an hour ago.
No, absolutely not. It's been quite remarkable, the turnaround, hasn't it?
And how about the power of Vergen Fake? He's a magnificent player, isn't he, with the reading of it and his target and his presence inside 50.
Yeah.
He's loved by the supporters at Noble Park.
Agile for a big man, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
He can certainly do it all, and I've loved some of his work at ground level as well, around the grounds, like a rover, getting down nice and deep to pick the ball up. It's been absolutely superb all day, Vergen Fake, as have the cream of the Noble Park crop, and they've risen to the occasion when it mattered. Rowville certainly tested them in the second and third quarters. Even that fiery encounter in the first 10 minutes when neither side could get a score, but it's all fizzed out now. The resistance has worn. As the handball now comes here to Allen, takes it way too long there. Martin clinging on for dear life and rewarded with an illegal disposal decision. And Allen not giving the ball back to him at all. Didn't have to because he didn't actually regain possession of it. Or not to give away a 25-metre penalty, so Martin having to be patient to get the ball back this time. He goes nice and long, fake again. Roundhouse second deep. Got the ball into the hands of Bertie. Stops and props, fake, wants another step around the body, and why not? Get in there! Oh, there you go! But it's going to be one of the best goal assists you'll ever see in your life. Luke Cody, probably the party pooper on that one. Should have let it go. Didn't have a sense of theatre, but doesn't matter. A Joe the Goose goal for Cody, his second, but what about that snap again from the big man Fake? He can do it all. 18-10, 118 to 6-6-42 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. All the tricks coming out of the bag now for Noble Park.
I think Luke Cody owes Vergen a beer.
I think he does, yeah.
And some.
I think he owes him half a dozen after that. That was fantastic.
That was a brilliant snap, though, from outside 50. That's harder than it looks.
23 minutes gone out at Eastfield Reserve, and it's Templestowe by 7 points, just trying to hold up the play, chipping it around.
Yes, as they would.
It's very much to Josh Dorr, who's keeping us up to date, play-by-play. Fake got the knockdown. Anderson goes charging after it again, knocked his own player over, in that instance in Keane, and Robinson will be the recipient of a free kick across the half-back line for the Hawks. So barely gone forward in this final term. It's out to a massive lead here, 76 points. Dorr, the big man, on the left boot, up towards the half-forward line. Alwyn was in position. They dropped what he probably should have taken. Hill was in there. Allen was almost linked up nicely, but ball beat him, hits the deck, and let's have a bounce.
Fake's been a bit like Harper, hasn't he? It was a little bit quieter early on, but when the game's really been on the line, he's really come to the party.
What an extra gear Noble Park have had. They were met in that third term, and then it was within a kick, and they've just gone bang ever since. Mitchum, little handball away. Here's Fake on the right boot. Thumps it every bit of 50 to 60 metres in. Harper was a big flyer over the back. Rowville at the fall of ball will link up in a series of handballs through the middle here. Best was there, tapped it to his advantage. Keane was there for Noble Park, came in ladder, did well, and now ball spills out. So Rowville, a chance to go forward. Archer can make space here. He waited for Robertson to drop the mark and picked it up, slammed it on his boot over the top, looking for Cam Manuel, who has two players to beat. Nicely done there by Tobin. Little handball over the top finds Morrison, and then on the left they go out towards Fake. Some sort of a game Big Bergham's had today, there's no doubt about that. Certainly contender for our Trojan Workhorse player of the day. Slams it on the chest there of Anderson, inside ball 50. Well, they're just enjoying life at the moment, aren't they, the Noble Park Football Club. Unattended mark about 40 metres out from goal to Mitch Gent. And he'll go back to put through, hopefully, his first goal of the afternoon. Let's go to Jason Irvine with some stats that matter.
Yeah, that inside 50 for Rowville was actually their first inside 50 of the quarter, coming in the 16th minute mark. Noble Park, this is their 14th inside 50.
Thanks to Choose Tap. Here's Gent on the right boot. He sets sail for goal. It's not going to make the distance in the end, and Damian Garner takes a strong mark on the last line of defence.
So Garner has really been rock solid down there, but sadly, when the ball goes in as often as it has, and it's lopsided from a Noble Park perspective, it becomes a bridge too far for them.
Shot on goal out at East Burwood, sorry, Louie, for Ringwood. Touched on the line, 6 points the margin. We're into about the 24th minute mark of the final term. It could be extra time out there at East Burwood.
We'll have to extend Josh Dawes' contract to stay out there a few extra minutes, maybe.
Have to get him on the phone.
Yes,
get him on the phone and call him.
Well, it's all, we're actually almost looking at that stage there. We'll give Brucey the heads up because Ringwood have a shot on goal, but they've missed it. So 5 points is the margin out there at Eastfield Reserve. Templestowe have the lead. We'll keep you up to date as best we can.
Well, back here at Jubilee Park, a 25-metre penalty paid on the scoreboard wing to Rowville. A short pass comes into the hands of Robinson. He's been one of their best players today. He looks to link up here with Frawley. Kick comes inside 50. That's not too bad at all. Much, much better. Mark taken by McEwen. He's about 35 out in a slight angle to go back and line up what will be Rowville's first score of the final term, and we've gone 17 minutes. As we await to hear the last few nail-biting minutes of that rolling preliminary final in Division 3 out at East Burwood as McEwen goes back and puts it through. So well done there, Robert McEwen. At last, say the Rowville faithful, they go to 7-6-48 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Noble Park 18-10, 118, margin back to 70 points.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how Rowville will respond here over the summer. It's going to be an incentive for them next year, you would think.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, they've had a great year to get this far, but in the end, they've just been outclassed today. They were in it for a lot of the game, but this last quarter, and particularly the latter part of the third quarter, just not good enough.
Certainly a
Almost
training
on.
drill.
So we've hit 18 minutes here in this final term. Ball hits the deck. Robinson in there. And I'll hand it back to the umpire.
You think Rowville will take a lot out of this loss, BWS?
Well, season over really. They've got 6 months to ponder on it as it comes out now. Hill, little handball out wide. Stapleton on the right boot up towards the half-forward line. At least they're not giving up. Here's Leder, little handball into the middle. That was okay. Allen on the right boot, inside forward. 50, scrambling kick. But getting down low and taking it well was Corrigan on the left boot. Out towards the half-back line. Good spoil there from Garner. Comes out, McEwen. Linking handball back to Garner. He's come a long way from that defensive line. His kick was like a backman and out to the right and over the boundary line and out of bounds.
Would you rule out a 100-point plus margin? I know we're still 5 goals away, but given the quarter that they've had, it'll be a long one.
Could well happen. It's 19 gone, so there's still not yet into time on. So you have a sense that there could be still a good 6 or 7 minutes left maybe as the kick comes cross ground to Bull. Bull on that lovely left foot. Almost marked at the back by Keane, but he loses control of it now.
Templestowe won by 4 points out at Eastfield Reserve. What a finish it was out there.
Right down to the wire as it was predicted, pretty much right throughout the contest. Thanks to Josh Dorr for all the updates right throughout the day on that one. So Templestowe will play Upper Ferntree Gully in next Sunday's Division 3 Grand Final as the ball comes out here. Inside 50 for Rowville. Getting onto it here, Kemperman. Haven't called his name all that much today. He doesn't really do too much down back. Kick though turned over and the short pass in for Rowville is in the hands of Troy Allen.
And the ball was in the Ringwood forward line for that final half minute. 10-15-75. Templestowe to 10-11-71.
It seems like Ringwood were all over it in the last few minutes as well, BWS.
According to Josh Dorr, they had some big chances, had some set shot misses, and the ball was in their forward arc for the final minute of the game. So, but congratulations to Templestowe. It'll be an Upper Ferntree Gully versus Templestowe Grand Final in Division 3 next Sunday afternoon out at Eastfield Reserve as Keane takes a strong mark. He'll chip it into the middle. Centre half forward here, getting amongst it is Gent inside forward 50, and Harper just comes out and says, yeah, I'm ready for another one. So just put it out in front, and he took a mark as easy as he likes. Took 4 goals this afternoon, Harper. He's shooting for 45 for the season. If this one can go through, his side currently leads by 70 points. No one's picked this type of margin out here today at Ringwood, but Noble Park have certainly showed that they might have to do it the hard way, but they are certainly still well and truly in the mix as Harper just comes in. That's just absolutely beautiful watching it sail straight over the goal umpire's head. 5 goals to Timmy Harper this afternoon and a 76-point margin at the moment to the Noble Park Football Club.
Just from a coaching perspective, Mick Fogg going to be quite pleased with that because they just had a flat little period there of about 3 or 4 minutes where Rowville just had a couple of little shots on goal and looked to get sort of something going. So that just gets, of course, the Noble Park side just back on that front foot again.
That's Harper's 12th goal in 2 games as well.
Massive season for Tim Harper and co alongside Shane Allen up there. He's kicked 42 himself for the year, including 2 today. So we get a restart. Centre wing now on the grandstand side, losing control of the football there. Seedsman, who has got a bit of a groin problem. Good to see him back out there though. Now he might have a bit of a jaw problem as well as he gets an accidental whack to the face. Follow-up ball there, picked up by Keane, and the umpire will call for a ball up.
Louie's love child Ziggy just coming off for a little spell.
Get him back out there, come on. We need one more bit of excitement from the Zigster. As Gent dispossessed, good tackle by Owsley. Still hot in the furnace here. Mitchum now brought down, and we get another ball up. So credit to both sides for continuing to maintain the rage as far as the tackling pressure is concerned. Through the class of Noble Park and the experience as well as far as finals are concerned being the major difference. Trying to bustle his way through. Allen loses it to Kemperman. Kemperman short pass the half volley of Big Peaver right. Right now with the swooping handball. He wanted a teammate on that occasion in Jen, but just a little bit fumbly on that occasion. He and also Shane Allen. Ball now over the line and out of bounds for a throw in between centre wing and right half forward for the Bulls. Big fake back in the ruck now. And Mitch Garner, the two men who started it in the ruck today. Work there from Frawley to break through the lines and kick a worm burner up to left half forward. Stays in play. No. For a split second it was out. The crowd tell the story on that one. They said it was in. The boundary umpire had the best view of all.
He just wanted to touch.
He did. He was getting a bit quiet with the hands for a bit there. Boundary umpire. 55 out from the Rowville goal. Handball out from Fake. Good trap here from Jobby. Under pressure a little bit now. Good latch on tackle here, Matthew Davey, to keep it locked inside the Rowville 50. As the ball trickles over the line once again in front of the Rowville interchange bench, and we'll get another throw in. This time 45 out from the Hawks goal. 24 minutes of time elapsed in this final term. On there was Archer on your side. Oh, well, you got my arms pinged. I may as well just soccer it out of midair. It was not a bad effort at all to centre it in. Kempman now with the footy. Swings the handball out only as far as his opposite number 4 in. There we go. Garner shrugs the tackle and kicks a beautiful goal as well. A late contender for the Chiropedic betting goal today there from Garner. He was under all sorts of pressure, shrugged off a couple of tackles, swung it onto his left in hope, and it sailed through the big sticks. So a consolation prize for Rowville in the 25th minute of the final term. 8-6-54 to Noble Park, 19-10, 124 on the Bendigo Bank score.
Yeah, fair effort that, but as you say, Louie, it's very much a consolation. But they've tried Rowville on this last quarter. I mean, they haven't exactly given up, and they can't, even though the game's over. They've got a couple of goals, and they're still in there having a crack.
Damian Garner's been one of the shining lights, I think, for Rowville. One of the few this afternoon who can hold his head up high.
Yeah, he's had a fair game, hasn't he? He's played very well.
So ball back in the middle here. It'll come down. Manuel on the right boot, sends the ball inside forward 50. Ziggy Alwyn got back, got the handball away. Here's Robertson. My favourite players, gets it back to the Zig. Short passes on. He's had a very good game today.
Wants to slow it down.
3 awards to give this afternoon, guys. It's the Chiropedic betting goal of the day, the Pancake Parlour play of the day, and of course the Trojan Workhorse player of the day as well. So great awards to hand out. Stewie Kemperman.
It's going to be tough. There's some pretty big contenders in there.
Well, we'll have them at the ready, Brett. Kick out towards Trent Robertson. Just soaking it all up at the moment. Back to Stu.
Noble Park still a real premiership threat, Ben?
Absolutely, they are. They proved today that when challenged, they can take it up another notch and a notch again. So 70 points is the margin. The Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Templestowe have gone through to the Division 3 Grand Final in an epic clash out at Eastfield Reserve. 4 points they got over the line by. That's all that matters. Keane takes the mark for the Bulls. He's on the wing position here. Short pass over the top. Mark is easily taken by Giovi. He's had a great year at Noble Park. Kicking to the forward pocket. It wasn't high percentage, but I suppose Harper was there, so it was fair enough to go that way and knocked over the boundary line and out of bounds.
I think Rowville will be content to at least put a little bit on the line, finish it off in an admirable fashion, or get some respectability on that scoreboard.
Well, that's all they can do, but the last thing you want to see when a situation like this is a side just sort of give up, and they haven't done that. You know, they've kept them there, but as you say, not too much they can do at this stage of the game.
Another opportunity here for Fake to try and get that lovely snap around the body. This time, no, it stayed flat. As Rowville clear away from the defensive zone, but as has been the case in the second half, it may well come back. Although on this occasion, no, they're able to get the follow-up kick away over to the grandstand side now. Another massive kick off the ground in a 1-on-2 here. Brilliant play. This is Lockie McDonald. Outnumbered, probably 18-1 the way he's going, and he's given it all a great shake. Great play, Lockie McDonald. Awesome. And unfortunately, he lets himself down with the free kick in the back to Brett Dorr. The umpire probably should have put his whistle away on that one, even though it was there. So bad luck, Lockie McDonald did everything right, but that last little bit to keep the ball alive for Rowville. As Noble Park now bring it around the outer side, and the ball ends up in the hands of Shane Allen, who just says to the boys, slow it down. I feel a siren coming, and I feel a shot on goal coming.
Well, he's been brilliant today, Shane Allen. Has read the play well. He's been one of those quintessential crummers.
Yeah, absolutely.
And another enthralling, mouthwatering contest with Balwyn next week in the preliminary final are coming as well. As Allen, this one's going to fall short. Faking!
Poor
Got the
defence.
Dukes. Yeah, pretty loose check. He had 3 to beat 2, Watto, and Vergen fake. He sticks out the Dukes like that, you can have 10 on him. He'll still bloody take the mark, I reckon.
It was almost an uncontested mark at the end. As you said, Louie, he had 3 opponents on him, and it was probably one of the more easiest marks he'll take in the afternoon.
The only concern here is he won't be able to snap around the right. You have to go check side instead.
Yes.
Jeez, he whacked that one over the Dandenong Rangers almost, but it misses to the left for one behind.
I just have to take that off my list. I'd written that one down, boys.
Change the G to a B. As the margin now, 71 points on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, 19-11, 125 to 8-6-54. It has been a statement-making second half performance by Noble Park. As BWS said, despite having to do it the hard way coming from the elimination final stages, they are still a genuine premiership threat. As the kick comes out wide, almost taken by Mitch Garner. Ball now spills. Garner follows up with the tackle too high. The old ruckman's curse there against the small midfielder. Luke Ball, smart on that play, gets the free kick and the handball out to Kemperman. Long driving ball to the top of the square. Getting back nicely, Hagger. Reading it beautifully in front of Luke Cody, takes the mark. So on the last line of defence. Looks to continue to use that scoreboard wing, and it's been the real Achilles heel today for Rowville, despite that one being marked by Mitch Garner, and the pain eventually ceases for the Hawks. Their season is over, but for Noble Park, they live to fight another week, and Balwyn awaits them in next Saturday's preliminary final in Division 1 of the Eastern Football League. An emphatic 71-point win to Noble Park, 19-11, 125 to Rowville, 8-6-54.
Oh, it was a fantastic effort there from Noble Park. Very comprehensive in that second half. After early in the third term, it was almost even. Rowville certainly took it up to them, but Noble Park put the foot on the accelerator, and 71 points. I think that was more comprehensive than anyone thought.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, as you say, during that third quarter, it was. I mean, the game was there for the taking, but it was like Noble Park just kicked into fourth gear and they just took it away. But some fine performances from Noble Park, and they'll be well pleased going into next week's game.
Probably one of the more promising aspects for Noble Park, I feel, is that Kyle Martin, although he was very, very much a contributor, wasn't the standout player in the midfield. They have that depth to cover for him.
That's right, but he was very good though. I mean, even when he wasn't dominating, he was just doing a lot of little things around the ground, which obviously just showing his class. I mean, obviously he makes a huge difference, doesn't he?
What about Tim Harper today? He was an X-factor, wasn't he, up forward?
Yeah, the two big guys, Fake and Harper, sort of came into their own later in the game. I mean, Harper was sort of cruising along. He certainly didn't play badly in the early stage of the game, but he didn't necessarily do a heck of a lot. And then suddenly, bang, he started kicking goals, a real presence, and of course, Fake, okay, in the words of our mate Ray Beard, a couple of junk time goals, but he was still very good, wasn't he?
Absolutely. What about you, Brash? Your thoughts on the game? Noble Park, were they more comprehensive than you thought?
Well, yeah, Damian, I think that second half, I was just waiting. I was actually waiting for Noble Park to hit top gear because the signs were there in the first half. But, you know, look, I reckon there's a turning point, and I just felt that Rowville, after kicking those the 3 goals where they matched it, then all of a sudden Noble Park just went up another gear, and it was like a tidal wave, and Rowville couldn't stop it. You know, I think emotionally, Rowville had invested a hell of a lot into last week's game, and I just don't. And when the game needed to be won today, I don't think there was anything in the tank there.
Is that a plus, Brash, do you think, having the week off, or would you sooner be playing leading into a tough game like this?
Well, I think it just depends, Brett. Some sides can cope with it, especially if they're injury free. But if they've got a few players that are a little bit iffy, that's when at times it can work against you. But you know, look, you look at Noble Park. They are very much a hardened football club.
So across now down to the boundary for Chiropedic Breeding, and Steve White. He's got a very special interview lined up.
They're doing nothing, all right. We're boundary side. Great game tonight great game this afternoon from Noble Park.
Well, yeah, we take that, that's for sure. Didn't
I'm expecting that sort of a end result, but couldn't be happier.
Only a couple of points in it at half-time, and then the game blew open. What do you think the difference was?
I think we kicked, 1 goal, 8 in the second quarter, so we really kicked, 7 goals in the third and didn't miss a shot. So scoreboard pressure, split and run, spread and run, played a lot to do with it.
David will walk with you as you head into the rooms, mate, but must be really, really proud of the boys and the big supporter base that you got to come out here at the games, which you guys always have at Noble Park.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I'm going to say something like 1 week at a time. We've got Balwyn next Saturday. We look forward to that, but we'll enjoy the moment, but 2 more games to go, perhaps.
All right, Dave, thanks very much for your time, and good luck against Balwyn next week.
Yeah, appreciate it. See you next week, guys.
Back to you, boys.
And I'm sure Dan Donati, who was in the crowd this afternoon, gentlemen, would be mighty impressed with the way Noble Park went about their business, and he's got a bit of work to do to get his side up and ready for the challenge next Saturday, Louie.
Yes, most certainly brash, but I tell you what, I reckon if I was putting myself into Noble Park's shoes, that's not too bad to actually have to be coming from this sort of a deep down in the 5 as well. I mean, always great to have that double chance and live to fight another day, even if you go down. But I reckon having your backs against the wall with the class and experience that Noble Park certainly have, they can be a genuine threat from 4th and 5th position. So I would really relish the challenge like this.
Well, they would, but you know, look, Balwyn have done it from 5th position.
Yep.
So I mean, look, like I said, if you're injury free and your players are running into form and the thing is, sometimes you don't want to show all your cards leading into a grand final. You need to. You know, to make the grand final, you've got to produce something. But you always, if you can get into a grand final and still have something up your sleeve, you're in really good shape, I reckon.
You must be impressed with their depth, though, Brad.
Oh, yeah. Look, I've said this many, many times, right? If I was picking a team of the season, my number 1 pick would be Craig Anderson.
He was brilliant.
Without any shadow of a doubt, he is an absolute ornament to the EFL, that guy. He has played some magnificent football. I don't reckon that I've ever seen Craig Anderson play a bad game of football. He just gives you everything he's got. He's classy, he's smooth as silk, he leads at the front, and he's got such the way that he brings his teammates into the play is, you know, he gives them he makes players look great.
He's very, very efficient, as you mentioned. Those kicks inside 50 and his delivery to those targets up forward, that was just sublime. I don't think he missed a target all afternoon.
No, but seriously, guys, how good was Harper this afternoon?
Oh, yeah, he was great, wasn't he?
I mean, look,
that's the third quarter to die for, that one.
Yeah, look,
Keeper's use.
Put it this way, I mean, coaches often dream about players playing, you know, quarters of football that help win games of football. Tim Harper has played many games like that this season. He's kicked 11 goals in a game of football, so we know what he brings to the table. But, you know, look, even Kyle Martin, probably a little bit down on today's performance, but he didn't have to do anything today.
That's it. He
gets a chance to redeem himself next week. And Shane Allen, very much the same. Probably didn't have much of an influence on the game, but, you know, it doesn't matter because you got 22 players. But for Rowville, I just thought really the difference in the game was losing Crozier to that hamstring, because in essence it robbed them of probably 30 rotations, and a lot of the players that were coming off for Rowville, they were coming off 3 at a time. They were rotating them every 4 or 5 minutes just to keep fresh legs in them. But in the end, it wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough. And that third quarter, you know, it was, like I said, it was like a tidal wave. When the dam burst, there was nothing there for Rowville to give. They'd given everything they'd had.
Absolutely. And what about Rowville themselves? The Hawks, do you think they'll use this particular loss as an incentive over summer for next season?
Most definitely, but I think they're going to have to work on some depth, Damian, because I just feel that, you know, look, they lost 3 crucial players. One last week, Giorgio. They've lost Crozier today, and they lost Clark on the eve of the finals. They were 3 key players and regular senior players that had played well throughout the season. Leader was very good today, young Dylan Leader, who's just come into the side. But, mate, some of these younger guys, because of the lack of experience, they got found out today. It's something to work, something they have to work on during the off-season. But one of the other things I think Rowville also need to work on is the fact is that they need to start protecting the ball carrier a little bit better, because one of the things I noticed today and in last week's final is they don't seem to protect their own ball carrier, and they need to work on these 1%ers a lot. When their players haven't got the ball, they need to learn how to block and shepherd, to give their players a better passage or avenue through their midfield.
And particularly early in the game too, Brash, and that first quarter particularly, Rowville's delivery inside 50 was poor, wasn't it?
It was, and the problem is with Archer being the only lead up forward, or the only big forward that they had, it was almost like they were putting all their eggs in one basket. And I think with a game like Ringwood, you've got to have two big men, because you need your full forward leading up the ground, but you also want your centre half forward to be running down towards the goal square as well, because 9 times out of 10 the ball goes over your head playing centre half forward here. So it's almost like a dual role. The full forward's got to play the leading role, but the centre half forward basically is the man that drops back in the square to take the big mark.
The most disappointing aspect for me in terms of Rowville's performance was the fact that once Noble Park had the momentum in that third term, they didn't give it in.
They had nothing, did they?
That was the problem, Damian. See, we're talking about not only, I think for me, the body was willing, but the mind wasn't able for Rowville in the end. I think, honestly, as I said last week they invested a lot of energy. They didn't get over the line. They led for 3 quarters and 26 minutes last week, and they get done by 7 points. Mentally, they almost... I think that really came to play. Those demons come back to haunt them during that third quarter, and like I said, they mentally hit a brick wall and they couldn't go anymore, and that's when the dam burst.
What about Noble Park themselves? Do you think they could really challenge Balwyn and Vermont?
Oh yeah. Look, there is...
Where do you put them in the pecking order now?
Well, look, I mean, the way the game, the way that the draw's played out at the moment, I think a lot of people were probably expecting Balwyn to make it to the grand final, and probably not Vermont, based on current form and the fact that Vermont hadn't beaten Balwyn in 6 years. So Vermont, to me, probably sit in the box seat, based on the fact that I don't think the Bayswater surface is as good as it has been in past. I think the left hand when you drive into the ground, that left-hand side, the scoreboard side, I think it's very heavy, and the ground is very uneven in the surface. You're playing on dry, wet surface, players are slipping and sliding, so there's really not a lot of confidence. Whereas, like for Noble Park today, they're going to be coming off of 2 big games here, a 6-day break. Balwyn apparently looked out on their feet a little bit yesterday, so, let's go.
Let's cross down boundary side with our Chiropedic betting boundary riders. A very happy Mick Fogarty down there with Steve White.
Yeah, thanks, boys. Mick, your assessment on that comprehensive victory from Noble Park today?
Yeah, look, as I said, I think the first half was pretty tight. The tight affair, really, and I think they got us in that second half of that second quarter. But, yeah, look, we played some really strong footy and responded. We're up against it at half-time, I thought, with a few things that just weren't going our way. But we restructured and we had a really terrific start to that third quarter. I think we kicked the first goal within a minute or so, and that got us going. And the boys from then on, they were just awesome in the way they played.
There's a lot of belief that you could see about the Noble Park Football Club today, Mick. You must be so proud of the boys, and especially in that second half, that last term especially, where you didn't have to probably go on with it as much as you did, but you steamrolled them in that last term.
Yeah, look, the boys really went on it, and we've been guilty in the past of our last quarters probably not being our strongest, and opposition teams say that when they come up against us, but we have got belief. We've had belief probably for the last 8-10 weeks, where we changed things around halfway during the year. Our first half obviously wasn't to the liking and we know what we're capable of playing, and we've had to do it the hard way. We've still obviously got a massive game against Balwyn, who will be smarting from yesterday like you know, they were pretty stiff not to have won the game, but full credit to Vermont. So, look, we know what we're up against, and our belief is as strong as it's ever been, mate.
Congratulations, Mick. It's Brash here. One of the things I was really impressed with in that second half, like you said, you were challenged in the first half, but I thought mentally, especially after about the 13-minute mark of that third quarter, when your guys really switched on and went into another gear, it was like the guys that said, okay, we've got to come to play now, and you did exactly that.
Yeah, look, you're right, Brash. Look, again, the guys were outstanding. It might have felt that way, but look, knowing Rowville, and they're a terrific club. They've got some terrific young players, and I'm sure their time will come. I mean, we talk about belief before, and I just think the group know when to respond, and again, it looked like we probably, and the scoreboard indicates we won quite easily. I get that, but I think that is a lot to do with our group and our forward line, who I'm very, very happy with. Obviously, if we can get it in quickly and give them chances. I mean, there's some talent down there in there, so yeah, they looked after the rest.
What a shame you have to leave Jubilee Park to go down and play at Basie next week.
I was going to say, I just said to the boys, then I want to keep playing here because it's really suiting our play. But look, we've had boys. Obviously, we love Bayswater. It's been a long time since we've had success there. So hopefully, we get back to Basie and get another good result.
Well, thanks for your time after the game, before the game, and as always, you're one of our favourites, mate. All the best next week against the Balwyn Footy Club, and we're hoping to call you guys in a couple of weeks' time for the sake of all the Noble Park faithful, which come out in droves week after week.
Good on you, boys. Thanks again for your time. Thank you.
Thank you very much to Mick Fogarty, the senior coach of the Noble Park Football Club, and a very happy faithful down there in and around the rooms. And great job by our Chiropedic betting boundary riders today, which leads us into our awards. Louie, Bulzomi, there's 3 to give away today. Let's start with the goal of the day.
Oh, plenty to choose from as well. We had some absolute pearlers. I think the one that really kicked things off was the one from Kyle Martin in the second term. That absolute beautiful bender from right to left. It was called magnificently by yours truly. I just think from a biased opinion, I'll go for that one.
Well, he's happy to be on the highlights reel this week on the website. $100 voucher to Chiropedic betting going the way of Kyle Martin. The Pancake Parlour play of the day. Really loved the work of Shane Allen with that spoil in that last term, and then just to win his own football at ground level, Damo, and then grubber through the goal. I think that's a worthy recipient.
Absolutely.
I'll go with that.
Crowd alight.
Yep. Happy with that.
And we've only got a couple of minutes left, but of course we need to do our votes. The Trojan Workhorse Player of the Day, $150 toolkit going to the best on ground. We're going to start with Brett Beston. Your votes today, my friend?
Really tough, wasn't it, today? I thought, you could have given it to probably 3 or 4 guys, but Tim Harper in the end was the difference in that third quarter when he started kicking those goals. He really put the game away. Finished, 5, or 4 or 5 goals. 2 votes I gave to Kyle Martin. He went out of the game a little bit in the last quarter, but he was very good for the first of the 3 quarters, just doing those little 1%ers and playing really well. And I gave a vote to Fake. I thought he was very good, kicked 2 or 3 as well, and certainly played a big part, the 2 big men.
Given you started us off, mate, you can keep the tally. Damian Watson, your 3, 2 and 1 today.
I gave 1 vote to Tim Harper, who was brilliant at the forward line. Sam Monahan, 2 votes, was fantastic as skipper, led from the front, and 3 votes to Craig Anderson. His ball use was superb.
And of course, Wayne Brasher sitting in the grandstand today. Did you put together your votes for the afternoon?
1 to Harper, 2 to Fake, 3 to Anderson.
And boundary riders today, Steve White and Gav Casey, 3, 2 and 1 very quickly, guys.
Fake, Gent and Harper. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I give 3 votes to Mitch, Gent, 2 to Fake, and 1 to Craig Anderson in the end.
Louie?
Mine will be 1 vote to big man version Fake. What a standing game it was from him. 2 votes to Harper, 3 to Craig Anderson.
Yeah, I thought Bergen Fake was one of my best players on the ground. I'm going to give him 3 today. I thought Gent was absolutely super. Also, he gets the 2, and Harper 1 vote for me. What does that leave us with to take out the Trojan Workhorse Player of the Day, Brett?
I've just got to get my calculator. Hang on a minute.
I think Anderson got the most threes.
Looks like Fake, just by...
No, I think it did sound like Fake was the one that was the most consistent across the board. He takes home the Trojan Workhorse toolkit for the afternoon. Congratulations to him, and congratulations to Noble Park.